Hey everybody, what's up? It's your boy Ginge. Thanks for coming by. I'm going to be doing a little bit of drawing, probably for about an hour. Well, drawing and mostly inking over a Rob Geronimo piece from a few weeks ago, The Green Knight. I didn't catch the movie, but I actually was really digging the way this came out. So I was like, all right, I'm going to put a little more time into it. Just keep working on it, having some fun with it. I'll probably end up coloring it, but probably not today. Um, I'm also going to be talking spells and superheroes, so any questions about that, definitely feel free to ask. And all right, I'm going to go ahead and switch over here. Switch. All right, overhead cam. Let's go. I'll try to keep my nose and mustache out of the frame this week. I cannot make any promises. I will do my best. You will kill us both. All right, so here you go. Green Knight. My take on it, loosely based off some reference stuff I found online. Yeah, I really liked the way the pose came out. I don't really consider myself much of an artist, but I have been doing the Geronimo streams and just working on it. So I kind of liked the way this came out, so I wanted to keep working on it. So let's carry on. Oh, there it is. Nose and mustache. Minute 58. I really need glasses. Oh, see, I have to lean in. I'm the type of guy that has to lean in. I'll take you with me about that. Carry on my freckled son. My hands are. This is my very first time touching a writing or art utensil today. In fact, I just woke up from a nap not that long ago. Used to not nap, but I still don't like the concept of a nap. Everybody likes the way they feel after a nap, of course. I mean, that's what naps are designed for. But the idea that my body starts, it's retarded. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't say that. No. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I sound like Vince McMahon. Don't sneeze. So, no, I can't control my own eyelids. What is this? What is this world if you can't even control your own eyelids? I know this probably looks a bit like a child druid. It's not too far from the truth, really. It's okay. Let me get my freaking mop out the way. I am using the old classic Pigma here, number 2 or 02. I used to use the Prismacolor. I still have those. I still do use them. And I think I like them better than these. Or maybe it's just this paper. Or maybe it's just me. I don't know. Maybe it's a mixture of all three. But this paper and these Sigmas, right? I'm sorry, these Pigmas don't. They don't always seem to jive, or at least as well as those Prismacolor. There you go. which is just the regular ones with like two sepia colored pens, but I like the way those Prismacolors feel better, but I bought these, so I want to use them. And I kind of want to use them first because I don't like them as much, but maybe by the end of that, I'll end up liking them just as much, if not more. If not, oh well, what can you do? Alrighty. That shield needs to be fixed, though. And I gotta put some lines on that. I don't know what the hell to do about that. Probably could have stretched his hand there. Damn. Alright. Let's bust out the old mechanical pencil. The old mechanical pencil. Why I say hello, laddies. Alright. So I am definitely, it's funny. It's like as soon as you get out there with the campaign, your perspectives on things start to change like really quickly, which is probably a good thing. And I'm definitely this weekend going to be uh, looking at upgrading the quality of the book like quite a bit. It was already going to be in standard comic book print, just the regular in terms of paper thickness and cover thickness. But I'm actually sort of looking at it where maybe if we get funded, I'm going to get the Spells and Superheroes logo embossed, I believe it is, where it'll raise up off the top of the book. That would be just one thing. I'd like to actually do the full, uh, you know, like all the way down the line in terms of making the book of that much higher physical quality. Because it isn't terribly more expensive, honestly. I mean, it's not that more expensive at all. Sorry, I'm just sure I'm doing this one. We gotta get this perspective right here. But yeah, it's yeah. So I'll be looking at that this weekend. Also talked with an artist about commissioning something uh, that will probably drop at the 30-day mark for everybody. So that will be fun. He's going to start it on the 23rd. For those of you in the CG Twitter circle, you might know him. Can't say too much. ER. It's his initials. How about that? Can I say that? I won't say nothing else. You'll have to kill me. Let me just try this. Oh, right in front of my face. God bless. Is that better? Or is that weird? Is there an artist in the house? All right, let's just play with it a touch. I think it could probably go in. I might end up just putting it right exactly back where it was at. Isn't that funny? Isn't that just a laugh? Oh, that's a horrible line. Come on. I'm trying to practice. I've seen Gambino do it. I've seen a few other people do it. These guys are holding their pencils way the hell down here and going. Yeah. Takes some work, I think, obviously. Did I do it? Okay, it's just gonna have to do it. I got the Buffy theme song in my head. I am a little embarrassed by that. I caught the 4th season on DVD, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, like 12 to 14 years ago. Just as a teenager, in my parents' backyard. I used to live in a shed. And yeah. Season 4, I believe it was, had the, I think it's called the Hush episode. It was all in black and white. There was like almost zero dialogue. I remember thinking that was really cool, even as a young lad. Rewatching the show now, or I suppose watching the show for the first time. It's good. From time to time, I mean, it's definitely got a comic book feel, and you can feel the biggest complaints of sort of the Josh Whedonisms. It's Whedonism at his Whedonist, but for what it is in terms of that, I mean, I suppose he's, I don't know, who's your modern day equivalent? I hesitate to say he's the Stanley of our time. That would be probably asking for trouble. Oh, sorry, I just got a text that confused me quite a bit. Okay, gang. I'm looking at this mess. Tempted to just leave it. Let's clean it up. How about that? Let's see. Give it an old. I want to say rim job, but probably not the word I'm looking for. It's free to come hang out with your boy. Hey. It's just was at the back of my grandmama's ass or something. But thankfully, I've never seen that, at least to that extent. Guess I don't want to talk about my granny. I don't call her my grandma. She's granny. Or Gam. Garantula. All right. Drink. Forget that I'm on mic. Probably nobody wants to hear you take a drink. My apologies, everybody. Being a ginger is thirsty work. I'll tell you that. Okay, let's be smart about this. If that's possible. Okay, then let's do. I should be going to Universal Studios in October. My buddy lives out there in Orlando. I really wish I knew how to. I'm just looking at my fist now. Love left us where we belong. Oh, hopefully I don't get struck for that. Usually, hopefully I do. You can't stop the love. I am afraid of Google. Love lift us up where we belong. Sorry. Okay. It's a good thing we don't live in say a Google run society. President Google. Hello. Please have a seat. I've calculated your chances of survival. They are slim. Just sitting there in the chair, sweating, staring at a screen. Just says, go. All right, you know what? I think that'll work for me. Because I'm sure I'll learn another day, I suppose. I don't want to hold this up too much. anybody play Diablo? Diablo 2 specifically? Diablo 3. Forget about that. Diablo 2. That was the jam to end all jams. What an absolute treat that game was. And what a nightmare show apparently Blizzard has become. Which does surprise me a little bit, to be honest, but I guess it doesn't. Just such is life. Is that? I just sound like Hank Hill a little bit. Was that a burner? No, that wasn't like Hank Hill. Just go back like 30 seconds. That's a great show, obviously. If you've never gotten around to King of the Hill, absolutely do it. I never got around really to Beavis and Butthead, so maybe some of you out there that never got around to the King. Now I have that 70s show theme song in my head. Ding, do, 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 hanging. Okay, let's see something. I'm gonna put a little design right there. How do I get it off the shield? I have to raise my hand. Something like that. Like sands in the hourglass. These are the days of our lives. We have a Twitter message. Oh, it's from Kayla. From Death Curse, Kayla cuts deep. She shares a writing exercise prompt, which actually, I'll be honest, does look sort of intimidating. Example of writing exercise is below. I used Game of Thrones for mine. Take a book, any book, use the words from 2 of the pages and create a poem or short story. Use 2 of the words use the words from 2 pages. Okay. Be sure to credit the author for that. Okay. 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 Alright, chat. Oh shit. I'm about to get my ass whooped. Pale death. Watchers emerged silently from the shadows, with eyes burning blue like ice, faceless, cold, tall, gaunt, hard as old bones, flesh as pale as milk. No sound but Sir, shivering. He whispered a prayer to nameless gods, his gut filled with fear. All around him watchers, Sir stood patient. The taste of cold iron gave comfort. His duty was death, the watcher's pale swords sharper than any razor shivering through the air. A fury of blows, blades met steel, delicate armor, a distant hoot of a snow owl, Sir fell. The watcher stood silent. Pale death. That's fucking metal. Yeah. Damn, dude. This dude just got cut down and bled out in the snow. And as he's dying, there's a snow owl hooting in the background. That was. Sorry, if you didn't like. Okay, yeah. See what I can do. Just gonna whoop my ass. To see. I have a book in mind. It's a Star Wars book. Let me get back to drawing. I have been thinking about doing a writing stream. It's a possibility. Okay. Let me get back to drawing. Let's get back to it. Let us get back. I get to draw this. I'm sorry, I get to do this writing prompt. I'm not sure. Oh, I've got some novels around here. One I almost wanted to do a lifetime ago would have been Coraline, but that's obviously too easy in all honesty. And my favorite book growing up was probably a Star Wars book. Drew Capetian's Darth Bane, Path of Destruction. Woo, that was my shit. That's like the only novel I really, really like. The back of the book was like the spine had a bend in it. I love that thing. Darth Bane, a Old Republic Sith Lord. Basically, the Sith Lord who was thought to be the Anakin or Darth Vader of his day, but not just another version of him. Like Darth Bane was thought to be the I forget Sith Ari, I think is what it's called, but basically whatever the chosen one. But it obviously turns out it was Anakin. But yeah, so Darth Bane, Drew Capetian, really fantastic writer, was a big wig at BioWare. I believe he was the main writer on Knights of the Old Republic game. Which, yeah, it makes perfect sense. I'm trying to do like a tree. Yeah, I'm just hanging out here. Let's get back to it. What about some spikes? You guys should watch Shrek. I'm sure you have, but give it a rewatch. It's a marvelous movie, and not just because of that little detail about one of those damn bears getting turned into a rug. Just no, the movie overall. Really, I mean, that's one that's like thoroughly surprising. Went down to Michael Myers, Austin Powers, Rabbit Hole. A year ago. I'm not sure what I'm doing with these here. I just do this. It's supposed to be like some overgrowth coming off the. That ain't gonna work. That just ain't gonna work. Okay, so let's do this. Sometimes I have to censor myself just from saying stupid shit. Nothing rude. Just I like to say dumb shit to make people laugh. Make a laugh, make a laugh. That would be the reason I have such a ridiculous mustache. There, this ain't gonna work. Goodbye. We tried it. No big deal. No big deal. NBD. Sounds like a NBD. And I don't know. The new break dancers. Breakdancing is a serious subject. I'm not trying to get served, man. Like, oh shit. I did used to do the worm, and I do the robot. That is something I actually. I mean, try to serve me at your own risk. I'll say that. You're you're welcome to try. You might be walking home with some hurt feelings after I bam bust a move on you. Just a move. I won't be busting anything else on anybody. Calm down. Yep, just a dance move. That'll be all. That'll be all, Giles. See, I told you I've been watching Buffy. Giles. Oh, I fucked that up. Damn. 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 I'm trying to keep my big ass head out of the camera here. Is that better? Let me see over here. Can you get struck for being your own juke? YouTube, somebody reach out. Let me know. Woo, thank goodness I connected that line to that thing right there. Come on, that's when you hold your breath when you're doing it. You're like, let's go in. What's this? What's this? I'm just mixing shit up. Somebody stop me. This is why I need somebody to talk to. You leave me by myself. It's no telling. No telling. Okay. Man, I just need to put some lines on there. Those boots. And I think we can start getting more into the inking. I'm just going to do a couple of ones and twos here. What I got up to. Let's try this. Switch from a 0-2 to a 0-1. Just for a slightly thinner line. Yeah, just erase. Okay, so now let's do the hand back at 0-2. You did. The Spinneroni, Booker T. That was another one. And how can you not love the Spinneroni? Man spins on his head and I'll kick you in the face. Here we go now. All right, I'm gonna save the detail on those for another day. Oh, hey Kayla. Welcome. Thank you for coming by. Just rambling along here. About to draw some lines on this man's leg. And then we should be good to continue inking. Let me get my hair off the page. Okay, let's do this. I'll try the lines going the opposite way. Stopping by to check out. Well, thank you very much. Do appreciate it. How was your day? Any exciting comic book shenanigans? Oh, no, I went the wrong way. I'm trying to go the opposite way. I do appreciate someone coming by. It gets lonely out here. I'm just kidding. It's cool. Okay, that line stinks. All of those lines stink. Let's try again. And let's bust out the old. What's this? Go try. This one. Those lines stink as well. But I do like that angle. Okay, let's try it. Yep. This is the fun of learning how to draw. Just try and try. It's kind of bad. Cool. That sounded wrong. Okay. Alright, let's try this. Damn. Damn. As you can see, I'm not much for these lines. And I'll sit here and be annoying and try to draw them over. It's okay. You a wrestling fan? Did you watch wrestling growing up? If you're still there. It's alright if you're not. I ain't mad at you. Let's connect. Oh, shit. Oh, Ginge. What are we going to do with you, laddie? Blech. God, that just looks so. It doesn't work. It doesn't. That's okay. If it don't work, it don't work. I did want to try it. Good-natured prank calls. Anybody participate in that back in the day? Nothing like you're fucking with the same person over and over. No, just me and a buddy would. I don't know why. I mean, there's no real good reason to do this other than you're 12 years old and you think it's funny. We would prank call Sony PlayStation hotline. This was during the PS2 era. Their customer service troubleshooting and just describe an issue of which we weren't experiencing. And yeah, you're wasting somebody else's time, but you're also wasting your own. And like a few times it happened, we would somehow get caught up in like as if we weren't even prank calling them anymore. Like we would just genuinely be like, oh yeah, okay. You just sort of help them help you. There's no punchline to it. It's like you're supposed to be a punchline to it. There's no punchline. It's like you're just calling a technical helpline. Joke's on me, really. Definitely. Joke's on you, Freckles. Ah. Oh, fuck those. Let's tighten this shit up. Get it together, Ginge. Get it together, lad. Well, all right. Co-host here for just a moment. Take the wheel, Jacob. You need to name your alligator, bud. I guess that's your croc. Spigot. Okay, guys, give me just one moment, Jacob. You got it? All right. Thank you, Jacob. I count on you, my friend. Holding it down. Great guy. Australian, if you couldn't tell. Crocodile Dundee gag. Yeah, met Jacob off of the Alterna forums. Pete did a really great job there with that help wanted thing. Yeah, I met the majority, I think, of my team. Jacob, Pedro, not Gambino, and not Keith. So, yeah, 50% at least, half off those forums. Just trying to thicken this up to make it look like it's coming off a little bit more. Alright, let's try this. She has a lag. Not at all. I am here. Oh, you're good. Oh, I see. Everything is. Hey, it's all good. No problem. I get it. You gotta do that sometimes. It's busy out here. Alright, so let's get back to adding some lines here. No heavy, no lines. That old 90s sort of like Leonard Skinner type band. Georgia Satellites. That tune's not bad. Don't have me no lines and keep your hands to yourself. It's just like another. It's like the '90s Black Crows. Those guys. All right. Hooray. So how's it going, Kayla? How's what's today? Saturday? Yeah, how's your Saturday? I'm gonna be quiet for a second. See? Just trying to get these lines in. Damn. It's really these little details, in my opinion, just on my own work that I've noticed, like filling in the gaps with lines, even though those aren't great. Adding just those extra little texture lines really do take. It's strange, but just the filling the space makes it. I mean, I guess you've done more work. It usually makes it look better. Sometimes, I mean, not always, but yeah. Takes it from like a kid's coloring book piece to a legitimate. Sounds like a Harry Potter spell. Legitimate. That was a book I missed. That last one there. What was it? The Deathly Hollows. Yeah, I still pretty much when I got my hands on that. I think I was in probably like a year after it came out. I think I was like 10th grade. Pretty much the world stopped around me. Like I was a horrible school student. I just didn't give a shit. So yeah, when that book came out, dude, I just basically was like, all right, everybody, I'll see you. I'll see you when I see you. And just throughout most of my classes would read that book, get home. Instead of, I just disappeared for like 2 weeks. You gotta read the book and get out of there. It was great. I enjoyed it. Stopped talking to my friends for like I said 2 weeks. It was like everybody thought I died. It's like, no, man, just reading Harry Potter. Sorry. Don't Harry. I don't know what to do here. It's driving me nutty. Oof, it's driving me crazy. I don't think I have OCD. In fact, I'm pretty sure I don't. this horrendous leg. All right, let's move on. We'll come back. Try to take the lid off of the mechanical pencil. Emoji pens. Oh, okay. Was that those ones you shared today, or was it yesterday? They looked like Japanese paintbrushes, which I love the look. I love Japanese shit. I have several house kimonos. It's just like the top. I've been told they're very Kid Rock, which is all right because I am a Kid Rock fan. Hey, Ashton. What up, buddy? Hey, sir. Thanks for coming by. How you doing? Okay, yeah. Sweet. The Bimoji pens. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, these are good. What I don't like about these is I feel like they stick when I'm trying to pull it across the page with these ones as opposed to the Prismacolor here. These ones I get less stick when I'm just trying to get a good straight line. Oh, time to banner. Oh shit. Sorry, Kayla. No, I'm just playing. How about this? How about this? Oh shit. Heyo. I got mods. Thanks, guys. Now Kayla's a mod. Y'all are my OGs. I got 3. Big Fee, you 2. You don't have to act like mods, though. It's all good. You just do your thing. Some people want it to be like a job. And I actually kind of get that. I mean, just depends on the channel, really. You kind of accept a wrench knowing what you're getting into with most places, I think. Some people take the channels, pretty seriously, which is cool. Makes sense. Can't say I blame them. Yep. So how's it going, Ashton? What you up to today, bro? Rohan? Bohemian? Banana? All right, I'll stop. Oof, I just fit that up. Ginge is now banned and I gain. Oh, God. Ah! This is incredible. What a turn of events. I would have never seen this coming. My God, I trusted. I let the man into my house. The fox in the hen house. You cold-blooded, Ashen. You've been deposed. It's a coup. It's all right. I'm sure you'll lead with great aplomb. I heard that word from The Office. You guys watch The Office? It used to be one of my favorite shows. Still is, but I just haven't. I mean, it used to be a show that when I finished it, I would immediately go back to it and just start it all over again. I don't know why. But I've seen that show. I've seen The Office, at least up until the seasons where Michael leaves. I've seen like the last 3 seasons after that a few times, but it's diminishing returns there. But everything up until then, loved it. Oh, hey. Yes, I'm going to be watching that tomorrow. I keep hearing it's great. I'm not entirely surprised, really, just because, Guardians was pretty good. Hey, what's up, King Toad? Joe Ball, how you doing, buddy? We are just hanging out. Oh, okay. Kayla's got some Prismacolor calligraphy pens. Sweet. How do you like them? Are they different than these? Are they different shaped or calligraphy? Yeah, that's one I'd like to try to get into, doing some of those crazy, nice, swervy lines. My signature. Yeah, that's one thing I'm gonna have to work on. I have been actually working on that, trying to follow Pete Sameti's advice and sprinkle in like a little flavor into my signature, but I'm still crafting that, if you will. Yes, sir. I'm doing good. Hanging out. Working on this. This is supposed to be my take on the Green Knight. This was Rob Geronimo's drawstring prompt, I think 2 weeks ago now. I actually liked just the way the pose came out. I'm not really much of an artist, but I liked it. So I was like, okay, I'm going to try to put a little more stink on it. I'll probably ink it up and then color it on another stream. You know, man, just having some fun. All right, let me get up in here. Let me get up in here without getting my big ass head in the camera. Hey. All right. So what's up, everybody? How we doing? What are y'all working on? Usually people are working on other stuff during these streams. Makes sense. Let's do this belt. Yeah, so these are supposed to be vines. Let's see if I can get this up. Sorry about that shadow there. Yeah, these are vines. It's sort of got this overgrowth of kind of vines, protective armor, kind of like we had a few of these houses over the years around here. They usually just end up getting destroyed, but those houses that are just like abandoned and completely overgrown with vines, I love that look. It always looks like you're about to enter a fairy tale. It's like you go through there and you're coming out on the other side of Narnia. Let me clean that arm up. Get my little brush. I like the brush because it doesn't smudge, and I don't like the little eraser follicles. I don't know what you call those. Those drive me crazy. Okay. Alrighty. I'm sort of liking how this is coming out. I'm gonna save the detail on these hands for like probably before I color. I'm gonna look into probably practicing some versions of these hands on another sheet of paper, just to sort of get it the right way. Okay. All right. What next? What next? Let's do the leg lines. So I'm not sure if anybody caught this at the start of my stream here, but I'm looking at once we get funded on the Spells and Superheroes campaign, I'm going to look at pretty much. I have the way Spells and Superheroes is going to be printed is just like a standard comic book paper weight and cover stock, but I was thinking about it today and yesterday. Just now that the campaign's out, you sort of look at things a little more, I guess, on the fly. You're like, okay, what can I do? And yeah, that just sort of hit me like a ton of bricks. Where I was like, oh, yeah, now we can actually up the quality of the book, and it's really not that much more expensive, honestly. That's kind of like trade secrets or whatever, but it's really not that bad. So, yes, that's what I'll be working on this weekend is just finding some stuff that I like. I know the first thing I want to do is get the Spells and Superheroes logo embossed, I think it is, where it's raised up. So, it'll be like when you touch it, it'll have some nice texture. That'll be the first thing. I'm excited about that. I'm going to have something to drink here. Hopefully, nobody hears the slurp. Alrighty. I'm thirsty, man. Talk a lot. That's my secret. Is once I get to talking, I will talk your ear off. Poor Ashen. We were going to go 3 hours if you didn't say anything, bro. Ashen Jackal was on my YouTube channel the other day. I think it was last Saturday with my co-host Pedro Saucedo, fantastic artist. Did the animation for my Spells and Superheroes trailer, so I'm sure you guys know. You can contact him for... Yes, thank you, Kayla. We are almost at the 70% mark, which is awesome. I didn't think we were going to get this far along in the first week, so thank you, everybody that's backed the book, that's shared it. It's really been helpful. So, God bless you. God bless you. I got to take Lucifer Storms. God bless you in your cotton socks. That's probably my favorite line of 2021. Rex Doom. Did I miss Rex Doom? I don't see his... I only got about an hour no matter what stream I attend, unfortunately. Oh, yeah, no, it's okay, buddy. I totally get it. We didn't mean to even run that far. Nobody wants to... I get it. Yeah. Thank you for coming on, though, man. I had a lot of fun. Hey, Rex. What's up, buddy? Rex Doom, a fellow mini comic creator. I'm excited to get your books, buddy. Also, the sketch card. I'm going to tack it to my wall and put you next to the other. I've got a few cards. I've got Nasser Rabadi's Asile. I enjoyed that. Black and white vampire story. Pretty straightforward, but Vic King. I like his art. I like his style. And I like that trading card, so I tacked it to my wall. I'll tag Rex's trading card next to it. Oh, shit. See, I forgot I was inking. Let's just yap. Yeah, Rex, how are you doing, buddy? Oh, I'm good. I'm good. Just hanging out here, getting some drawing in, or some inking, really. Well, both, but yeah. I'll probably do 2 or 3 more of these streams, just as long as it takes me to color this, and then move on to something else. But yeah. You used to support Nasser big time, but then he randomly ghosted you. Hey, man. I'm not sure. I don't really know the guy. I've chatted with Vic a few times. I've never chatted with Nasser. I like his live streams, but I just like sort of background, like bullshitting live streams. It's what I like about CG and some of the late night streams. Is it's a you can just kind of get a little taste of people not giving a shit. But yeah, sorry to hear that though. I've only backed Asile. Well, actually, I also backed Secret Comics Presents, but that's not out yet. But I don't have any of his other stuff. Show up at his stream. Hey, Nasser, you forget about your boy? No, I'm just playing. Ashen Gangster shows up at your door. I don't know. With those crazy eyes and the murder shed, Ashen Jackal might be the last guy you want. You know, like with your name on a list somewhere. I'm just playing, buddy. Don't put me on your list. I'm probably already on a list. The Ashen Jackal list. Oh, God. I'm just playing. Okay, let me get these over here. So I'm going on the Critical Blast show on Tuesday. It's 7 p.m. Hey, Ichthus, my man. What's up, bro? Thank you for coming by. How are you doing? How are you doing, you old gator, you? I'll be speaking with Ichthus tomorrow morning. He's my next guest. Pedro and I will be chatting with him tomorrow. Oh, shit. We got Pops. Pops Van Zant. What's up? The madness has entered the building. Oh, my. Can it? I already know the answer. It cannot be contained. There's no stopping it. I can't wait to come on your show tomorrow morning. Me too, buddy. We've been friends a while, so we have a good rapport, and it's going to be fun just chatting. This will probably be another one where the guest will have to be like, "All right, guys, I got to go now." So, no, we're both excited. I'm sure you and Pedro are going to chat animation and colors, so that'll be fun. I just get to ride co-pilot, which I always enjoy. All right, Rex Doom. Kind of excited to get more of my artwork out there. I've lost followers and have been blocked since posting my new style, so I think it has been successful. Ah, hey, right on, bro. I like your style. Like I was saying the other day, it reminds me of those '90s, just like classic monster toys. Stretch Screamers was the one I mentioned in particular. I don't know if you guys remember Stretch Screamers. They would stretch and scream. That was the Stretch Screamer version, and then you had the Stretch Screamers oozers, where then they would do those two things I mentioned previously, but then also ooze out of their face. I had this like mutant fly. I don't remember his name, but he was awesome. I got him for Christmas one year. I remember that. And then my cousins came over and they each had one. So yeah, we just like played on the trampoline with these goofy ass monster toys. What's the difference between your previous style and your new one, Rex? Is it a big drastic change? Hey, Pops. Yes, it will be an entertaining stream. Ichthy's an entertaining guy. Hopefully I'm entertaining. We'll see. I'm just playing. No, we're gonna have fun. I've got Ichthy coming on. We've got Jay Lee coming on the following Sunday. We're gonna talk the Steins. We're gonna talk horror. We're gonna talk all kinds of stuff. I'm a big horror guy, so that sort of accidentally keeps being my guests. I'm not trying to make it a horror specific channel, but after that we'll have Rip the Falcon on 2 Sundays from Ichthus. and then it'll be just a me and Pedro show. And after that, I don't have any other guests lined up. Sorry, but we're definitely going to keep going. I just went ahead and got a couple weeks in advance, but yeah, if anybody wants to come on, Rex, Pops, Kayla, and my door, my old ginger door is always open. Always up for a chat. A smoking a pancake, bong and a blintz, pipe and a crepe, cigarette and a waffle. You guys know the deal. Okay. Well, my latest stuff has been even darker. The crime scene card and the stunning and brave one the other day. Yeah, well, so be it. You do your thing, bro. Whatever makes you happy, man. You'll, it's sucks that you lost fans, but yeah, I mean, as long as you're happy, obviously. And I like your style. I mean, you've made fans as well, so I don't know how many you may have lost, but you gained at least one, so hooray. Pop says I'm going to be at Grand Rapids Comic Con next Sunday. All right. Hell yeah. Oh man. And I have the Madness art auction live on Friday the 13th. That is a day for an art auction. Right on, Pops. Is that this what is that, next Friday? Next Friday? Is that this August? I have a Friday the 13th tattoo. Not from the movie, but just like one of those flash sale things they do every now and then on a Friday the 13th day or whatever. You can get like a $60 tattoo. Whatever. Yeah, I got just like this. I'm gonna have to put my ankle into the camera. I got a half moon with a 13 in it, like in the middle there on my ankle, but it's just too early for foot play, so we're just gonna have to wait on that. Yes, next Friday, and anyone can auction their art that wants a time slot. Hey, all right, guys. Rex, you heard the man. Go on there and auction some art, bro. Get some of those sketch cards out there. Rex has a lot of really great sketch cards. Lots of monster horror. As you can see here, with a name like Rex Doom, you know what you're getting into. Yeah, I got one where a goblin that kind of looks like Pops' goblin. Kind of looks like Pops destroying a child and in their bed, just eating him alive. Rex says, I thought you had to pay a print. Well, see, that's exactly why, yeah. I need, you know what, I mean, I know it's too early to be asking for these kind of tips. I just appreciate y'all coming by. So maybe you'd say, well, if you appreciate us so much, why don't you put your foot in the camera? Well, we're not there yet. I mean, it is a premium service. That's all. Maybe next stream. I don't know. We've talked enough about feet, though. Let's get. I'm not even inking anymore. Not a foot guy. I do have a few other tattoos, though. I don't really have a whole lot. I forget that I have my other ones because they're mostly hidden. I have one on my thigh, like on the front of my leg. I have one on my chest. I have that. Come as you are. Back when I was a Nirvana nerd at 19, that everybody probably went through that phase. Yeah, and then I got the one on my ankle, but don't have a whole lot. I'd like to get some more. I probably will over time. My first tattoo was my chest tattoo. And yeah, it was good. I mean, people say that's like that. I've heard that, like the top of the foot are the most painful spots for tattoos. Yeah, I mean, I have I'm a big Legend of Zelda guy, at least the original stuff. I've played some Skyward Sword. I don't have a Switch, but my neighbor next door does, so we got into that. But yeah, I got a like Legend of Zelda chess piece. It's just the shield, but yeah, that took about 4 hours, start to finish, all colored, and it was. I'd say it was painful, but it was. But by the end of it, I was just like, dude, just get it done. He was kept wanting to take breaks. He's like, "You all right?" And I was like, "Yeah, man. Let's go." They said the outlining is the most painful part. Yeah, Rex. I don't have any tattoos. Yeah, you wouldn't really know that I do. I just have the one that's like visible on my forearm, and if I wear shorts, which I don't really, unless I go to the gym or something or whatever, swimming. I live in Florida, so we'll go swimming from time to time. But yeah, I forget that I have my tattoos most of the time. But yeah, I've heard that the outlining was the most painful. Is supposed to be the most painful part of getting a tattoo, and I mean, I suppose your experience may vary, but for me, it was the coloring, just because there was all that surface mass to cover. The needle, yeah, I mean, it's just on there a lot more. But maybe the outline needle goes in deeper. That's why it's more painful. I don't know tattoo. I don't know how they work. I'm not a tattoo artist, obviously, but anyways, let me cut this down and get back to ink. Jesus, yapping like a bird over here. Y'all like birds? I'm just playing. I just like to say dumb shit to try to make people laugh. What else can you do in this world? Rex Doom says, it always seems to surprise people that I don't. I've wanted to, but it has to be original. Yes, that I can kind of agree with. Um, Most of my tattoos, like, let's see, I have one on my leg. I'll post a couple pictures sometimes. They're pretty cool. I mean, they're just sort of. I have a Legend of Zelda piece. I have one. It's not inspired by anything. It was this artist down. I live in Florida. This artist down here at this shop. They're not. It used to be called Four Horsemen, but they're not open anymore. But Wiley Wadsworth is his name. He had this portfolio thing on Facebook where he's like, um, I'll do any of these for, at a discount because he wanted them, in his portfolio. So I was like, all right. Yeah, the one on my leg I really like a lot, but it doesn't have any sort of meaning or origin. I was just like, I like that picture. Let me put it on my leg. Very mindless on my part, but, looking back at it, I don't have many other tattoos now. But like I said, I would like to get some more, but yeah, they'll be they don't all need to have a purpose, but if I'm going to get something like super visible on me, I want something that I like. Obviously, I haven't really found something that's struck me just yet. Welcome back, Kayla. You have 9 tattoos. All right, none are big though. Yeah, I get that. Are yours mostly visible, or like on your arms or shoulders, forearms, things like that? Sorry if that's a weird question. I don't have any. Yeah, I think really the only visible tattoo is my forearm. I used to have my ears pierced, engaged, and I'm actually going to get them re-pierced here soon. I'd say shortly, but it'll probably be a couple weeks still. But I just took them out one day, never put them back in. I'd had them engaged for a while. I grew up in the 2000s, right? Like during when hardcore bands were coming up, so everybody had snakebite tattoo or snakebite, lip rings, and Yeah, that was. I never had lip rings. I wanted some, but no, I never went through with it. Maybe something like my Twitter profile pic on my arm. Like, okay, like Harley Race. I'm not sure what Harley Race is, but yeah, I could see that doing your own art on your body and your profile pic. That would look pretty dope. I could see it. I can see it. Yeah, I was looking at some tattoo guns on Amazon, which sounds like a recipe for disaster right away. It's like you go looking for tattoo guns on Amazon, you're looking in the wrong spot. But there's like a lot of quote unquote starter kits. There's starter kits for everything. You want to smoke meth? There's a starter kit for that. But no, there's lots of like $50, $60 starter kits for quote unquote tattoos, and yeah, definitely read those reviews before probably purchasing them, because I've seen ones where it's like, this shit blew up in my hand. It's like, oh my god. So yeah, don't buy $50 tattoo equipment. Harley Race was a wrestler. Oh, okay. What era? I'm not familiar. Harley Race. Let's check it out. Oh, okay. I see. Man, Harley Race died in 2019. Born in 43. Holy smokes. Oh, I see. Okay, so you're talking about on the front of your forearms, on the outside. Okay. I'd actually hoped to be a trendsetter and just let a snake attach itself to me. Oh, Ashen. You know what, buddy? That's just crazy enough to work, I think. I would probably go with like a garden snake, like one of those black racers. Just let him latch on to his lip. I'm sure, Kayla. I hope. I mean, I don't know, Ashton. What were you thinking, buddy? There's probably a couple spots. As a kid, we used to catch green lizards and just sort of, make earrings out of them. Just grab it and it would, get pissed off and try to bite you and just let it attach to your ear. You get it on there for about a minute before you're like, this fucker's hurting. Good stuff. Okay, Rex Doom. Throughout the 70s and 80s is his stuff I watched. Throughout the 70s and 80s. Some of his manager stuff in WCW. WCW, dude. WCW. Yes, Rex. Thank you, buddy. Thank you for wrenching it up. Yeah, we'll go with the lip. Sure. That's whatever you say, Ashen. Nobody's here to call anybody out. We're just here to have fun. No, but WCW. I live in Panama City, Florida, and WCW's last show was actually in my town at this place called Club La Vila, which got destroyed basically. Like in 2018, we had this big hurricane that hit the town and basically wiped it out. But yeah, um, they did their final show at Club La Vila though, like on the beach. The club's right on the beach, like right behind it. You've got the beach. So yeah, it was cool, man. I went. It was a big event. Um, got like 3 T-shirts. Goldberg was there. I believe Sting was there. I believe Booker T was there. It was awesome. I was probably mm, 10, 10 or 11. Yeah, we know what you're up to, Ash. It's all right, buddy. You know, as long as you could probably find something shaped like a snake. I don't know that you have to use the real thing. Is that an option for you? Yeah, WCW. I remember the ring. It wasn't huge. There was definitely it was more of an event for like the locals around town. It wasn't like, I'm not sure how much money they blew, like WCW as a company. They were probably trying to like just offload all of their stuff and make it out okay. But yeah, it was cool. A little bit of local Panama City lore here. Kayla says, I think my dad said I was conceived after a WCW match. My mom was obsessed with Brett. Ooh, the Hitman. Oh shit, your mom likes bad boys. The leather jacket and the shades. Oh no. Oh, that's funny. Hey, congratulations, mom and dad. Now you got Kayla. Hooray. That's fun. Yeah, Orlando. I'm like 6 hours away from Orlando, and that's where a lot of the WWE stuff is filmed, and has been, I think, for like the last 10 years at least. I know NXT, which started out as their kind of come up brand, where if you're an amateur or just they train you at NXT, and then if you're good enough, you'll make it into the WWE. That's in Orlando. I know they filmed that there. I'm pretty sure they filmed SmackDown out of Orlando. Um, I know the WWE headquarters is in Connecticut. Oh, Vince McMahon's castle. My dad took her to see him, and I guess after she went to the strip club at the casino and came back and jumped on my dad. Dude, your dad, he already knew what was going to happen. He's like, look, I'm about to play this. He played his cards right. He's a smart man. I actually like it. That was a well calculated thing. I mean, how could you not? How could you not get all worked up? You know, he's. Oh no, I'm thinking the Shawn Michaels theme song. Shawn Michaels is good too. The Heartbreak Kid, fucking Sweet Chin music. Bam! Awesome stuff. Let's see. Bret Hart. She met Bret Hart at a con. Was he nice? How was he? Bret's not the one that died. That was Owen Hart, obviously. I mean, if you met Bret Hart, obviously he's still alive, unless they were just sort of wheeling him around. Which, I don't know, that may be a thing. Anybody interested in that? Having their corpse wheeled around for signings at like local Comic Cons? Very cool. Right on. I don't think I've met anybody super big. We don't we don't have a whole lot of people that come and do those kind of signings and things around here. If they do, they just like go out to the beach and kind of be anonymous. But honestly, like when I think of local celebrities that have come to my town to do a signing, the one that jumps out at me is Ron Jeremy. Like 6 or 7 years ago, he came down and did a signing at the local radio station. I think it was either that. No, he did it. He did it at the liquor store. Yes, he did a signing at the liquor store. Moving on. Not familiar with his work, really, which I'm thankful. Just seems like I'm not sure how that dude gets in the business, but he does his thing. Brett is really nice. I tried to get him to put me in a sharpshooter and have a picture taken, but he would. Damn. Just pick a fight with him. Come on, Brett. I bet the sharpshooter doesn't even hurt, man. He just whoops your ass. Like, oh no. It would be a great picture, though. A great picture and a great story. Especially if you'd picked a fight with him and he actually beat you up. Or maybe you beat Bret Hart up. That'd be even crazier. Could you imagine taking out the Hitman? It would be a match for the ages. The Doom versus the Hitman. Rex, your name's almost a wrestler name. My best friend in real life, my buddy Colby, he wanted to be a wrestler. We had sort of a local circuit here that was like the tri-state area: Alabama, Florida, Georgia. it was called like the Gulf Coast something. Yeah, but my buddy Colby, he wanted to be a wrestler. He was working their shows. You could basically start off as like security, and you got to pay for training, of course, but yeah, you can do security for their shows. I just put way too much ink on that. It's okay. Let's see. People have said that. What was it that people have said, Rex? I'm sorry. I'm curious, but maybe that's between the two of y'all. The oddest picture of Arthur Adams. Nice. Oh, very cool. You were dressed as Bulma at a con, and you cried. Oh, very nice. What a nice guy. Always nice when an author can make time, or just a creator in general, can make time for the fan. It's like, yeah. These people help pay your bills, my man. Top of that, your story really means something to them. It's nice. Yes, that sounds like my wrestler name. It absolutely sounds like your wrestler name. I don't know if you're trying to get into the biz. I can be your promo man, your hype dude. I will be your pallbearer, Rex Doom, to your Undertaker. We'll get Ashen Jackal. He'll be Kane. And Kayla can be Miss Elizabeth. Boom. The gang's all here. We'll call it the CGWC, Comicsgate Wrestling Confederation. Oh no, Rex! I'm sorry, buddy. The wheels of this are already turning, my friend. There's no stopping it. You'll get crushed underneath the weight of it. Just go along for the ride. Kayla says, Miss Liz, for sure. I'll wear the sparkle dress and the big hair. You got to. Miss Elizabeth. Don't mess with her. Ooh, yeah. All right, Rex will be the booker. All right. We'll let him in. That's a needed job for sure. He's going to get us our talent. God bless your soul, buddy. I still want Ashen as the big red machine, though. Do you get free Slim Jims? Yep, absolutely. All of the staff will get a. You just sort of put in a list. You have to keep it under $20. It's only $20 worth of Slim Jims. But if you want Slim Jims, you can get $20 worth of Slim Jims. If you want peanut M&Ms, you can get $20 worth of peanut M&Ms. We're working on a budget here, guys. Maybe if we have a really good night, we can double it and we'll do like $40 worth of Slim Jims. I'm just kidding. No. All the Slim Jims we can handle. You know what? You might actually like this. I had a teacher, Mr. Graham. He was a history teacher. At the end of the year, he had, like halfway through the year, he had told us about this this really bizarre. I don't know. Maybe you guys have heard of this or not. He would purposefully take Slim Jims and he would put them in the dashboard of his car for like 2 weeks, and he'd let the heat sort of. I don't know what the hell the word is. Cook it, sort of, but it would like condense it down. I don't know. He would just basically like car cook a pack of Slim Jims for like 2 weeks. And he says it enhances the flavor. You do you think Ashen looks more like Mankind? Ooh, that's a good point. It's the eyes, bro. It's the eyes and the hair. Although I think you got a haircut the other day. I don't recall, but let your hair grow back out. Mankind. That was like dude. when he was really, really big, or at least when his first book came out, I asked for that for Christmas. I didn't get it, which is fine, but I was upset about that. I remember Christmas morning, I was like, "Where's the book? I wanted to read Mankind's book." And they're like, "You don't want to read that." And I was like, "What, are you crazy? Mankind. Anybody read his book? I know he's got a few. Anybody ever read any Mankind's work?" The WWE Network, which I don't know where the hell it's at now. I think it's on Peacock. They've moved that thing like 15 times. They keep fidgeting with it, but my neighbor across the streets got it, and man, I'll just go over there and we'll blast through like the classic '90s, Hell in the Cell matches, all of the Attitude Era, moments you need to see. Mankind, getting slammed through the top of the cell. I grew up on WWE or WWF. Like that was an event in my house. Great stuff. The Rock, fucking Stone Cold. You read his first book? Yeah, no, I remember. I remember when the commercial came out. I remember just watching that episode of WWE or WWF that day. I think it was Raw. And yeah, like that's probably like one of the first times I ever asked for a book. There was a couple books as a kid that I asked for. I was like, Mankind's book was one. What's that one? Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. That was another. Um, those are like the two off the top of my head that really stand out. But I was like, oh man, I want to read these books. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Kayla now has more weird to do with Slim Jims. Well, I hope it turns out delicious at least. I've never partaken much of a Slim Jim guy. I do like beef jerky. Slim Jims, I'm just not. I'm probably speaking heresy over here. I'm gonna get put through the table now or hit with the chair, which I actually kind of I'd like to get hit with a chair because I'm sure they don't use real chairs, or at least nowadays, right? Have you seen that YouTube video of that company that makes those sugar props for movie theaters, or not movie theaters, but sugar like glass bottles and shit for the movie companies? And you just and it doesn't hurt you when you get hit over the head with it. It's just sugar. Yeah, I'd like that. I thought somebody whopped me over the head with that, just for fun. Why not? I mean, I ate it, but I draw the line there. It was a sin. Spencer Bicks Slim Jims. I'm not sure what that means. What is picking a Slim Jim? Rex Doom says, I usually go back and watch Austin versus Brett from WrestleMania 13. Damn. That sounds like an old match, dude. WrestleMania 13. What is that, early 90s? Is that like 92? Guys, I've hardly done any inking. I'm dying over here. Okay. It's been a lot of fun, though. I really do appreciate y'all coming to hang out. I'll switch to a smaller pen here, going with the 00. Get in on these necklines. Rex Doom says it's 96 or 97. I think it's the best match there has been in WWF. I'm going to have to watch that match, dude. I don't remember it. I don't recall it. I'm a big Stone Cold guy. I love Stone Cold for his ad-libbing. I love Stone Cold for pretty much everything, but just the way that dude rocks a mic. His Austin 316 and Austin says, I just whooped your ass. That was entirely improv. Like, yeah, the dude can talk. That's half the fun of it. today's WWE. I mean, nobody needs to be told that today's WWE is severely lacking. Have you watched any AEW, Rex? Oh, Jake Twister. What up, buddy? Thanks for coming by, my friend. How you doing? A wave to you. We're just chatting some wrestling here. Has anybody else watched AEW? I think another company needs to come up too. They're getting a shit ton of WWE, like former WWE guys, which is great. But if another company were to spring up and just start pulling some of these guys that are leaving WWE, you might could really get some competition going. I mean, I know the wrestling business is kind of bloodthirsty, and I don't really know how big the viewership is overall these days, like in terms of numbers. I mean, Jake's not a wrestling guy. We'll let you slide this time, my friend. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's all good. 320 side. Oh my. What do you? Is it? What brand? I'm trying to think. Reds. That's one that was popular down here. Hard apple cider. I don't know if that's a chip drink or not. What you sipping on, Jake? Let's see. Ashton Jackal says, after WCW went under, I pretty much gave up on wrestling. You went down with the ship, my friend. Like a true captain. I appreciate that. Kayla says hello to Jake. Rex says, I had high hopes for AEW, but it went to trash quick. I'll be watching it in case the rumors of CM Punk coming back are true. That's actually exciting. I remember when Sci-Fi got a hold of the ECW rights. And I remember dude, the Sci-Fi channel used to be the shit back in the day. Like the early 2000s before they rebranded. They had all kinds of great. I'm sure people are going to say that there's lots of horribleness there too. But me personally, growing up, I had a good time with it. And yeah, I remember catching CM Punk's first appearance, if you will, on ECW. That was a great show, dude. I loved those early ECWs on Sci-Fi. Jake is on some homebrew stuff. Okay, cool. A good pear blend. Very cool. Yeah, AEW, the stuff that I've caught, it's been fun. It's some of it's been silly. I used to be really big into the Hardy Bros. I love Jeff Hardy. Matt, I always appreciate him. He's a good wrestler. That drama between him and Edge, apparently some of that was real. I guess just due to love triangles or something with Lita. I'm sure y'all remember her. But yeah, Matt, he went to AEW and kind of, I'm not sure what he was doing. Broken Matt Hardy for a minute, and I get that's just a character, but it was really strange. He was doing the way I remember it. I think half his hair is dyed another color, and he was wearing these red velvet sort of button ups. He definitely looked like he was going through something. Kayla says she's got to flip her food. Be right back. All right. Jake says there was potential, I hear, for a Deadly Class if they did the adaptation right on Sci-Fi. Deadly Class. I am not sure what Deadly Class is. Rex Doom says, you ever watched the Sightings show on Sci-Fi back in the day? Sightings. Not off the top of my head. I have to imagine it's a kind of show in which you see things. What kind of, was it Bigfoots and aliens and things? And for me, the stuff on Sci-Fi that really stands out, I know a lot of people probably didn't like it. The Dune miniseries that Sci-Fi did, I really liked that. It was a couple, it was 2 or 3 discs long, but really good. What else? There was a Hercules miniseries they had that was 2 or 3 episodes. These were hour-long maybe I don't remember if they were a little bit longer than an hour, but they were at least like hour-long movies in a row that sci-fi was doing like in the early 2000s. They're kind of ahead of the curve on that. I mean, I don't know if people were doing that before, but they were doing stories, like that, like what we have today. Like if they did that Hercules show today that came out, it would be pretty rad. It's definitely worth taking a look. Deadly Class is a comic by Rick Remender, the only good comic he's done, in my opinion, about a ragtag team of assassins in the West Coast, late 80s. Deadly Class. You know what? Sci-Fi did Happy recently. Grant Morrison's Happy, which starred Patton Oswalt, which he's certainly kind of fallen from grace here, but Patton Oswalt, his voice was annoying. I used to really like Patton Oswalt. He's good in this show if you like Happy, like the comic. I've never read the comic, but from what I hear, it's a decent translation. Christopher Maloney, I think, is the actor. Um, he was great. He was the right amount of slimy for the character, but he was still a good guy at the end. Yeah, I liked it. I got a little bit into season 2. I think it's an Easter thing. I just sort of moved on. It's like, all right, I'm not, it was good. I might come back to it. But yeah, it was better than I thought it was going to be. I actually want to try Resident Alien, which is another sci-fi one, which I think is like an AMA. Was that it? Not what's that? AAW? What's Axel Alonso's new comic book company that they're pushing out a bunch of property? I think Resident Alien one of those? Asher Jackal says, I enjoyed the Dune series. Oh, I enjoyed the Dune series too. Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty good. I really liked the guy they got to play Paul. I love all the side characters were great. The dude that got to play Duke Leto, has absolutely the perfect role. I can't remember what his name is, but he's always a treat to see him in something. I have to look him up. Yeah, Dune. Dune's going to be. I'm skeptical about the movie just because the Dune storyline takes place over like some 5,000 years roughly. Let's see. Yeah, William Hurt. Yes, William Hurt was the Duke in that movie. Great job. Yeah, okay. AWA Studios. Yes, that's right. Yeah. Resident Alien. That looks kind of funny. I'm pretty sure that was a book from them. Um, I've picked up the first couple issues of Erratic. I read the first issue. Um, yeah, it was fine. It's cut and dry. It had a lot of hype. I won't say it was bad. I haven't read the other two, so I can't really, or at least the other two that I have. I think I'm not sure what issue they're up to now, but I've heard a lot of really great things about the series. So before I talk any ish, I should probably carry on with it. But such is life, man. Got shit to do. So little time to do it. No time. No time. Anyways. Yep. I'm gonna watch the Suicide Squad tomorrow. I know, what was that Ashton that said he saw it earlier? Or was that Rex? One of y'all said he saw it earlier. Anybody else see it? I think it just came out. Heard it was good. So I'm gonna go in there, a nice open mind, try to have a little bit of fun. James Gunn, he did the live action Scooby Doo movies. And as a kid, I liked them for what they were, but I felt they kind of sucked. As an adult, I'd enjoy them more. But I mean, they're I don't know. He's all right. He's got what else has he done? I know he's done some stuff that I do like. He's been around for longer than you'd think. I think Guardians of the Galaxy is just what brought him to the forefront, really. Okay. Slither. So, I mean, he's been a producer on a lot of shit, too, it looks like. 13 Ghosts. I love 13 Ghosts. Anybody else a 13 Ghosts fan? That movie rocked. He's done a lot of stuff with, what's his name? Fucking Matthew Willard. Yeah, Rex says he watched it the other night. It was all right. Yeah, I'm gonna basically go into it with, all right, let's have some fun. That's what I did with Mortal Kombat. That's what I did with Godzilla versus Kong. I enjoyed both of those movies. I know people didn't like Mortal Kombat. For me, a lot of the stuff that people didn't like about it can be made, it's like story minutia, which believe me, I'm a man that loves his story. Jake says he'd watch the new Suicide Squad for Captain Boomerang. I'm not familiar with most of these characters, if I'm being honest with you. So we'll see. John Cena as an actor. What did I see him in lately? What he did that movie like The Step Parents or something? That was kind of funny. I felt like it could have been a lot funnier if they'd have really pushed the limits. He was in some comedy like 2 or 3 years ago. That was pretty good, but it was. I felt like it held back. Don't give me a raunchy comedy and hold back. You gotta go all in. Oh no. Rex says I'd rather be shot than to suffer through that Mortal Kombat movie again. Oh man. What didn't you like about it, bro? Just curious. For me, I guess I don't know. To me, as far as like let's take some of the things off the top of my head. Um, People didn't like that they created a new character. For me, I sort of saw it as them doing like the Shaolin monks uh, storyline with Liu Kang and Kung Lao. I don't know if you guys ever played the Shaolin Monks game. I'm loose. I'm really covering for them here. I know they weren't thinking, yeah, this will be like Shaolin Monks when they made the new character. I know they didn't do that, so I'm really reaching here. But in a world in which I can look at it and be like, all right, maybe I can cope here. But no, um, I liked I liked Kung Lao. I liked Liu Kang. I see putting them together, sure. Um, Not having Johnny Cage, they really shot themselves in the foot by that, incredibly dumb thing by saying, "Well, we didn't." Whoever the hell said they didn't cast him in the movie because we don't need any more white men. That was about the worst thing you could have done at the launch of a movie. It's just, I guess, like virtue signaling to the audience that you want to come watch the movie like right before it launches. It's like, okay, we're gonna say what we need to say, but I think it was just somebody speaking off the cusp. I am a Johnny Cage fan, and I actually really enjoyed the first two original movies. Love them. I know everybody jokes on Annihilation in the Shao Kahn. He's very he is a funny guy. That's a funny Shao Kahn. But I liked it. I liked Annihilation. I liked all the other characters. They do kill Johnny off right at the start of Annihilation. That's a hard one, but it is what it is. I'm not sure why they went with Johnny Cage for the death, but probably because everybody likes him. It's a little more impactful, but let's see. The miniseries by Machinima, when they launched that trailer, that makeshift movie trailer, which is the movie we should have got, the one with Michael Jai White, which I guess they sort of used to launch the YouTube miniseries. I think it's like 2 seasons of that, where each one's kind of like, or a few different episodes tells a character's storyline. I remember there being some Sub-Zero, Scorpion stuff. I remember there being some Jax and Sonya storylines. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. Oh God. All right. Fair enough, buddy. I respect that. Yeah, it is what it is. As far as like them not including Johnny Cage, if they fuck around and kill Johnny Cage or just treat him with disrespect, which I mean, I don't want to say they will, but I could sort of see I could see it, but I don't know. They'd have to I don't know. I'd like to hope we're past all of this nonsense in terms of like shitting on people for their skin color by the time the next movie comes out, but who knows? Yeah. I saw part of that series, but never got around to watching all of it. I really liked what I saw. Yep, I think I saw the first season of that, of the Machinima stuff, and I don't recall if there was a second season out or not. But yeah, it was good. I liked it. MK11 or whatever number they're at, story wise, is a bit dry. I think. What up? Oh my. What's up, y'all? Not bad. Rest in pepperonis. Let me see if I can't switch over to my other camera here. Oh, it's bright. Oh, guys, I'm sorry. Try to get my dumb face about this camera. Say hello to the game master. All right, let me try to switch back over to my overhead camera. There we are. Sorry, gang. Okay, not bad. Anywho, anyways, yeah. So that what are they at number 4? Or I'm sorry, number 4, number 11 on that Mortal Kombat game. That's sort of where I'm at on what keeps me interested in the Mortal Kombat stuff is the storyline. It's so insane, especially the PlayStation 2 stuff from Deadly Alliance, basically all the way up to Apocalypse. I think then they rebooted it for PS3. But that PS2 era of Mortal Kombat storyline's just pure. It's like it's just cocaine fueled nonsense, but that's what makes it awesome. Ed, Ed Boon. I guess I can't talk about Ed Boon doing drugs. I don't. Sorry, Ed. You and your cocaine fueled, beautiful creation that is Mortal Kombat. We owe you a debt of gratitude, sir. Hi, welcome back, Kayla. She says she's making Thai food. Oh man. Hey, right on. But it was a remake of MK 1 through 4. Mortal Kombat 9 was, Jake? Is that what you're saying? Was that the one on the first one they did on PS3? Was number 9? Yeah, the 9th was on the PS3. Okay, right on. Yeah, the story there, that is what gets me. At its core, they have a really great story, and even though the timeline is absolutely batshit at this point, it's sort of like the Legend of Zelda with how it's a mess. But man, at the core of it, they have a really great idea with basically endless possibilities. I mean, it's a fighting tournament, so I guess you can't only do so much. But I mean, after the tournament, there is things you can do. I mean, that's what's interesting about Mortal Kombat to me. That's why I also liked Annihilation. The Vita, hey, dude, I remember the Vita. That thing was awesome. Oh no, I had the PSP. Damn it. No, I never had the Vita. It was cool though. It had the touch screens on the back and on the front, I think. Or was it just the back? I know they had like the little behind thing. The Vetus, dude. Anybody familiar with Vetus, the singer? Russian guy. He goes, what's that one he's really popular for? Yeah, that. And he's like, that guy. Go listen to his other stuff, and I challenge you to not become a fan. He's been around for a while, Vetus. I'm not sure. I think at least since the '90s, and I can't get a hold on him. I don't know. Watch his live performances. That's the thing. One, he really sounds like that. The dude does live opera. Like he's like David Bowie in a way. Some shows he'll come out looking like an alien, where he's reinvented himself, and his music is oftentimes. I think that was his original character was an alien, like visiting Earth or something. He's got a song that came out not too long ago. I mean, I'm sure none of y'all are fans of Vetus, so I may check him out. But oh, he's cool. He's goofy. His live performances are just fun to watch because they'll often pan over to the crowd and there's like lots of tables and people, and usually on his opera nights, everybody's dressed. He's in all white, like Jesus, with white shoes, and everybody else is all dolled up with like little scarves and a monocle to look closer onto the stage. And for like you've got like 4 people to a table, and there's like 50% of the table is just the reaction shots of the crowd is worth at least watching it alone. Nobody, at least half the table is like, what the hell am I watching? And then there's one person that's absolutely enamored by it, which is probably the person that brought everybody else to the Vita show. They're like, you guys are going to fucking love this. And then, yeah. Rex Doom says, it had touchscreens on the back. Oh, it had touchscreens and the back touchpads. Okay. Soul Sacrifice Delta was amazing. I wish they'd put it out on the PS4 or the Switch. Soul Sacrifice. Is that game where maybe I'm thinking of another one. That's not the one where you're a detective and you get killed and you have to solve your own murder. And you basically act as your ghost. Not sure if that's it or not. I think that was a little PS4 launch game or not. That's a great game though. Hey, me too. Kayla says the first time I played Mortal Kombat was on Sega Genesis. Me too. My uncle Daryl, when he came back from the army, like just on leave for the first time or whatever, it was right around when the Sega Genesis had come out, and yeah, he was kind enough to bring me a Sega Genesis. Yeah, I remember, dude. I had Mortal Kombat. I had Vector Man. Does anybody remember Vector Man? Um, Bubsy, this cat game, Prince of Persia, which was hard as fuck. I literally could never get past the first jump of Prince of Persia. I do not know why. You would just run and you'd try to jump over this basic leap. You're just like it's like a hole in the ground and the spikes underneath. And no, I could never do it. Rex Doom says, no, this was a Monster Hunter type game. Okay. Hmm. Monster Hunter, that was actually the first time I ever played a Monster Hunter game, was on PSP, actually. A friend of mine brought his PSP and brought Monster Hunter, whatever, whichever one it was, to gym class. So we just sat in the bleachers and played Monster Hunter. It was cool. Great game. Played some Monster Hunter World. I think I beat the full game, or at least the storyline of Monster Hunter World. I don't. I haven't tried the DLC. Murdered Soul Suspect. Yes, that's what it is. Yes, that was a great game. Lots of fun if you guys are in. It's not very long, but it's a good afternoon game. Rex Doom says, I played MK in the arcade on a stool. My man. We didn't really have arcades a whole lot. We had one arcade here. Now we have a Dave and Buster's, but Dave and Buster's it's not really the same, I suppose. Man, they got some sweet shit there, but it's really expensive. There's a couple like really small arcades out on the beach. I live like probably 30 to 45 minutes away from them. It's not too long, I guess. I have Vetus in my head now. Check out Roll with the Beat. Any of y'all interested? I mean, I don't think you guys are into that type of music, but it's fun. Let your hair down. Have some fun. Tell them Ginge sent you. It's not going to get you anything extra. I don't know Vetus, but they. I recommended a horror movie the other day on Netflix that I thought was going to stink, just because if it's on Netflix, it's at least got a 50% chance of stinking. I don't know what the hell it is over there, but they just have that. You roll those dice when you mess with them. But it was called a classic. I think it's called a classic horror story. It's just the name of the title of the movie. It was really good. It's on Netflix. I think it's an Italian horror movie. Yeah, they did a pretty good job on it. There's it's a good story. I mean, it's not super groundbreaking in terms of it's not necessarily anything you haven't seen before. And the point of the movie is it's sort of an homage to 70s and 80s slasher. But man, there's some really great scenes. There's some scenes where I'm like, and I love horror movies. I watch them pretty much every day. Um, yeah, it's called I think it's just called a classic horror story. It's a Netflix original, so maybe it'll be under like, and it came out like maybe last month. But yeah, I enjoyed it. There's a scene where I definitely was like, oh man, like just some of the violence stuff. Not that I wasn't like shielding my eyes out of disgust. It was more like, oh no, you get into it. I love to yell at my TV. I'll play Call of Duty and I'll yell at my TV. It's fun. I watch horror movies and I'll yell at my TV. I don't make noise at a movie theater though. That's my biggest pet peeve. I used to work at a movie theater years ago. The Carmike. I remember Carmike movie theaters. I think it was bought out by AMC. At least ours was locally. But yeah, man, saw some great movies there. I started working there when the first Hunger Games movie came out. That's when I started. Worked there for 2 years. It was cool. You just get tired of it though. Management, man. Management everywhere. Managers. My God, get it together. Anyway, now that I've stuck it to the managers, let's carry on. Really gave them a piece of my mind just then. No, I love movies. I grew up on them, obviously. One thing I used to do, I used to live in a shed in my parents' backyard, and we had Wi-Fi, but it was in the house. This is when I was like 16, 17. We had Wi-Fi, but it wouldn't reach out to the shed, whether it was just because of the type of material the shed was built out of. I'd even put a Wi-Fi extender in there. I guess just whatever, never worked. So for that reason, I'd end up having to watch basically all my DVDs on commentary. I would just watch all my movies with like the director's commentary, all the special features. They don't do special features on DVDs anymore either. That stopped in like 2010, 2012, and that shit stopped abruptly. And I get it. I guess you got to pay people. Yeah, I don't know. We got to put in extra work and yada yada. But no, it was really great to have those commentaries because sometimes there'd be a few different tracks. You'd have the director and the writer doing a track, and then you'd have the actors doing one, and you'd really learn a lot. And then you'd have fun just listening to the cast and crew talk about the movie. The Grudge, they have. I remember they have a cast. They have like 2 or 3 different commentaries that were all really great. Let's see. Next Doom. Pretty much the only good theater experiences I had were the ones where I went in early. Yes, bro. Early in the day, and I was the only one there. That was one of my favorite things to do. I would come up on my off day when I worked at the movie theater, and I still would go. I mean, I haven't been to a movie. Actually, what's the last movie I went to go see? I went to go see a movie the other day. I don't remember what it is now off the top of my head. But the last movies I saw before then were Halloween, the newest one there, and Venom. They came out not too long after each other. But no, one of my favorite things to do was when I worked at the movie theater was that right there. Just go like on my off day, catch the first showing, just walk in for free, get whatever I want, popcorn, drink, and then yeah, just have the whole theater to myself. I saw Chernobyl, the Chernobyl Diaries that way. I don't know if y'all liked that movie or not. It's kind of a found footage thing about obviously the Chernobyl nuclear plant that melted down. It was fun. It's a fun movie. It's kind of slow, but the ending's good. And there's some good scenes. There's a radioactive bear attack. That's always fun. Let's see, I saw what was it, Wrath of the Titans? Was that the second one of those remake movies? I saw Dread 3D when I worked at when I worked at Carmack. That was awesome. Dread 3D. Me and my best friend Colby. 3D after work. That night after work, we went and saw it. It's like we're not even gonna wait a day. And another cool thing was being able to get all the movie posters. Yeah, we worked when the Dark Knight, that Bane, what is it? Was it Dark Knight Rises? Is that the one with Bane? I had that poster. I had a Dread 3D poster. Basically, whatever you wanted. The posters would all come in during the day, like middle of the day. The UPS dude would drop them off. And sometimes you'd get like a list of things, like, oh shit. You'd get a list of like the posters to be expecting. So then you know what movies are coming out way ahead of time. It was awesome. That was one of the cool parts about that job was if you're into movies, and you know, a theater's a good place to work. Anybody have any thoughts on if the movie theater business is done? Everybody was saying COVID killed it. I'm not so sure, honestly. I think it. Sure, I mean, do suppose it's taken a hit. I think more than COVID, probably just shitty movies have done enough damage. Like most of the time, there's not a lot of movies coming out that I want to go see. So you're already at an uphill battle, and this is like before COVID. But yeah, I'm gonna ink this real quick. So I'm gonna shush. Okay, now I'm done shushing. All right. It definitely halted movie productions. That it did. That's why that Green Knight movie, Robert says, I guess it was supposed to come out like right before COVID happened. Rex Doom. The first movie I remember seeing is Batman '89. That's a hell of a movie, especially in theaters. Man, right on. The first movie I remember seeing in theaters was the Power Rangers movie, the one with Ivan Ooze. Saw that in theaters. That was definitely a lot of fun. Rex Doom says they mostly put out bullshit anyway, so I'm okay with it just getting a movie at home on a streaming service. Me too, bro. Like this new Halloween movie, I'll go see it in theaters. I'm actually going to be in Orlando on October. I think I said this earlier, but we're going to Halloween Horror Nights in October at Universal Studios. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure the new Halloween movie will be out by then. So I'd actually like to see it while I'm down there at one of the nice theaters on the Universal property. Okay, this is I haven't seen. Yep, me either. I heard it stank, unfortunately. I mean, that's putting it lightly. But if it hits streaming, I'll probably try it. But okay, dude. Speaking of Ivan Ooze, when they did, oh, dude, yes, when they did Apocalypse for X-Men, yeah, no, they did, yeah. What's his name? Who's the guy that played Apocalypse? Uh, he played in Star Wars. He kind of does a lot. Ivan, not Ivan. Fucking what's his name? Damn. He's been around. He's been doing some stuff. He did that movie. He was in Star Wars as Poe Dameron. But what's the other one he did? Ex Machina. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Where he played a like this genius robotic engineer and creates basically the perfect AI. That movie came out, I think, like 2015. If you haven't caught that one, that's a good one. The ending's good if you're into that kind of stuff. Yeah, X Men Apocalypse. I saw that in theaters. Actually, I was pretty excited for that one. Um, meh, it was all right. These big movies, they try to stuff these big movies into things. It's so hard to do these big movies like this. These big storylines as movies. You either cut a bunch of shit out and make it a 2.5 hour movie, or you do several movies with it. But I don't know. This whole new wave of the X Men films. I fell asleep during Dark Phoenix. Like, it just didn't. Yeah, Oscar Isaac. That's what it is. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ivan Isaac. That's what we start calling him. So, I like him. He's all right. I think he did a good job as Apocalypse, just in terms of you wouldn't be able to tell. The transformation I thought was pretty, pretty well done. There was plenty wrong after season 4 of Game of Thrones, I imagine. Yeah, I finished all of Game of Thrones. I enjoyed most of it. Um, I don't know really where it fell off for me. I didn't like the ending. I remember my buddy Colby. He had me come over to his house. Game of Thrones was a big event for him and his wife, so they sat me down. We watched. They had watched the episode. They sat me down. We're like, all right, we're gonna watch this. We're gonna watch the season, series finale. I was like, okay. And then yeah, we watched it. We get to the end, and I was pretty thoroughly underwhelmed. And they just, the show ends. They look at me, and it's like they turn. They're like, all right, what'd you think? And I was like, sorry guys, this kind of stank. Yeah, I mean that's just that there was a lot of stuff that didn't make sense, like the way they rallied the troops um, late for some reason. I believe it was like they did something weird with like the cavalrymen that like if you'd have just sent them in at the start or whatever, there was just a few huge strategic errors that are just like blatant writing mistakes that are like, what the hell are you doing? This doesn't make sense, and it didn't make sense enough for it to like actually pull me out of the story. I'm not sure that old George R. R. Martin's actually going to finish the books. To be honest, I mean, I don't know. Sure, I hope he does. I mean, I've never read them, so I hope for all the Game of Thrones fans that are into the books and that are waiting for it, I do hope he gets it complete. I'm not sure that he will. It's probably a lot of emotion writing that, and if you're getting like writer's block with the pressure of him knowing like this has to be the best book I've ever wrote. Also, it has to be better than that season finale that everybody hates. It's like, yeah, I can see that causing a lot of pressure. He needs to stop writing prequels. Hmm, interesting. I did not know he was writing prequels. Yeah, I heard that HBO was doing some prequel show, right? Which is probably explains why Amazon's doing a Lord of the Rings show, which is they're trying to compete. I know we don't want to get started on that. You need to know if John is dead or alive. Hmm. That's interesting. If they leave it at that cliffhanger, then we'll probably get a Jon Snow comic book. That might actually be kind of cool, a Jon Snow comic book. If you get the right team on it. Maybe see him as like ruler or something, or just dealing with some shit. It could be interesting, but yeah. He wrote two recently. House of the Dragon, the new HBO show, is based on Fire and Blood, and he did the Hedge Knight. Oh, right, okay. I think I've heard of the Hedge Knight. This is like a short story type. I think he's got like a collection of little short stories that take place in the Game of Thrones universe. Is that right, Kayla? Kayla should write it. Ooh, dude. You should try. Talk to Spencer. See if you guys can get a hold of it. I mean, I'm sure it would be a fucking arm and a leg to get the license, but dude, that could be a lot of fun. I want to get a hold of the band Ghost. They don't have any comic books, but that's exactly my point. I want to get a hold of their license, whatever the hell that means, in order to do some Ghost comic books. I really love their look, the lore, and that the singer, which is the dude that does the writing and kind of the lore of the band. Yeah, he's got several characters. It's really interesting stuff. It all takes place in medieval Dark Plague, or I'm sorry, the Black Plague times. I was of the impression Martin did write comics too. Star something. I know he's got another series Um, I know he's got another series. What the hell is it called? It's like Sci-Fi Channel did it. It's a horror series. I didn't catch it, but maybe it's good. Has anybody seen it? Which Pope is my favorite? I don't remember his name, but I like the one from prequel. The new. It's not. He's not a pope. It's what's that? Father Emeritus. I like him. I like his mask. I like the look. The Pope previous to that, though, is definitely got. If I could get a hold of that series, dude, I would do something with all of them. Like, if at all possible. Kayla says he's a horror nerd. Okay. Oh, Night Flyers. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Yeah, I think that's a sci-fi one. I haven't tried it. I'm surprised it didn't blow up. I mean, and that it went to sci-fi. I guess HBO didn't want it. Some George R. Martin money. You know who I like? I like who's sort of. I mean, he's not really a George R. Martin. They're just two sort of kind of chubby men with funny names. Guillermo del Toro. Um, he's got obviously a lot of great movies, but he branches out and does a lot of other stuff as well. He's got some comic books, namely the series The Strain. He's got a few novels. He's got the Strain novelization. He's got Troll Hunters, which is a Netflix show. It's a cartoon show, but it's actually pretty solid in terms of just watch Troll Hunters and Wizards. You don't need to watch that series in the middle. Completely avoid it. Anybody seen any of Troll Hunters on Netflix? It's based off of a book he did, and it's just one book, a novel, and it's a fair bit different, the series. But yeah, it's you can see a lot. I've actually heard people describe it as a kind of a loose sequel to the Pan's Labyrinth universe in terms of the look. It's a lot of the Del Toro monster vibes. There's a secret, or even kind of a sequel to the Hellboy universe as well, because there's a whole yeah, how like in Hellboy 2, which isn't really Mike Mignola's Hellboy at that point, it's more Del Toro. But I have seen Troll Hunter. Yes, I really enjoyed it. I'm like halfway through Wizards. I'm just having a hard time getting back around to that. There's so much shit that comes out, but yeah, Troll Hunter was great. And I've seen some of the other show as well. What the hell is it called? Nine. Or I've seen actually all of it. Nine Below. It was hard to get through. It just felt like a political shoehorn, to be honest with you. Troll Hunter. I've read. I didn't know it was a show. Yeah. Was it 3 or 4 seasons? And then they did the continuation of the series through this other show, which is it's a loose continuation because without really spoiling anything, a really really important character kind of disappears at the end of Troll Hunter, and the next series. Oh, the Norwegian. No, I haven't seen the Norwegian movie. I think I know what you're talking about. Wizards is the continuation after Troll Hunters. Yeah, so I mean, I'm not sure if I can really say anything because I don't want to ruin it, but yeah, it takes place basically right. Like I said, you don't need to watch that second show because the second show, they they literally brought in aliens from outer space, whereas Troll Hunters was like a wizard and sword and type thing, set in today's era. Basically, this kid is the chosen one, the Troll Hunter, and has access to this sword and this amulet type deal that transforms into this badass armor. And yeah, then there's like the troll market, which is sort of like I forget what it's called in Hellboy 2, but that sort of secret monster realm that's hidden. To humanize, you got to have a secret way to get in. Yeah, it's a really great really, really great show. Um, and they really do stuff with it in terms of like I said, a really, really important character goes missing at the end of the series. So it's actually, if you like Del Toro, you'll like this. Just skip Nine Below. You do not need to watch it because it has nothing to do with the story. You guys are chatting away over here. Oh man. Rex Doom. Don't spit on my culture, man. Tell him, Jake. I enjoy the cheese. Yeah, Kayla, check them out. Troll Hunters, that's the first one. If you like the guy who plays Glenn from Walking Dead, he plays a really funny character in that show. His name's Steve. Actually, the main character. Oh, you're good, Kayla. You do your thing. Um, yeah, that's my problem. Is I'll watch like 3 shows at once and then get stuck in one and then forget about the other two and then start another show. It's a horrible habit. I want to smack myself. No, but yeah. The only like fucked up thing about Troll Hunters is the guy that played the main character. They had to switch voice actors because the original voice actor of the main character's name was Jim. Um, that was that actor Anton Yelchin who played I forget what his character was in those new Star Trek reboots, but he died unexpectedly and kind of horrifically. You guys can look it up, Anton Yelchin. But yeah, so they had to replace him like right at the end of the series, and I think that's what kind of caused this big weird ripple and why they did another show that was different from the main storyline, so that they could kind of patch shit together because they lost their main actor. It makes sense, but yeah. Oh, Stephen Yoon, yes, that's him, dude. He does a great job in this show. He's not the main character. Um, oh yes, the guy from Spartacus. He died of cancer. Yeah, that was a fantastic show too, and he really really did a good job. The first guy, the second guy is good too, but yeah, that first guy, Spartacus was awesome. Executive produced by Sam Raimi, actually. Sam Raimi is the man. One of my biggest inspirations. Period. Let's see. Rex says I have to go wash dishes soon, and I hope that I get sniped while doing it. Okay, buddy. Well, uh, can you hire your own hitman? Is that illegal? Can you hire a hitman to kill you yourself? I'm not sure. Maybe that's how you can get that taken care of there, Rex. You shouldn't, but you know, Spartacus was great. Yeah, it was a great show. All right. Oh, okay. Problem solved. Kayla's on it. Yelchin was in Thoroughbred, but I have yet to see it. I haven't seen it either. I haven't heard of it. I'm not really familiar with his work outside of Star Trek and Troll Hunters. I did see, was it The Green Room? I think he was in that movie. Patrick Stewart plays like this, like skinhead leader type. That was a good movie. All right, there we go. Thank you, Kayla. And people have, Ginge. Hmm. Well, that's interesting. I mean, I'm not out here defending the Hitman union, and maybe that's not a union you want to get on the wrong side of here. Seems like a weird. I don't know. There was a show that was kind of interesting in its approach. I forget what it's like. God, I forget what it was called. But like the whole point of it was this lady was she was basically a serial killer, but she was a doctor, and her partner were out of like L.A. I think it is, like providing assisted suicide. And I mean, it's a drama show, but it's an interesting discussion. It's an interesting show. You know, if you're into kind of true crimey type shows. It's not a true crime show. It's all fictional stuff. But a couple seasons of it. Sorry. I like true crime stuff. Did you guys ever see You? That's on Netflix. That's actually a good show. You? Anytime I start talking about serial killers and true crime, people look at me like I'm a freaking lunatic. I got any true crime people in here? Where my true crime at? And it's nothing pleasant. That's for sure. Yes, I think it is Mary Kills People. Yeah, it's an interesting show. They try to. There's characters that are having the discussion all throughout the show about, is it good or is it bad? I don't think they're trying to push overall. I don't think they're trying to push a message with it. I think they have a story and it's a story on an interesting topic. I mean, it's where I fall on it because watching the show, I mean, they paint a couple scenarios where you're like, hmm, I guess I can sort of see why one might like this in terms of like, if I wanted this for myself, is this something that I would want? It's interesting in that regard. Like, you know, maybe give it a try. Rex Doom. Hey, I'm not surprised there, my friend. You seem like yeah, crime documentaries. I do too. I like crime documentaries, audiobooks. I listen to a podcast, the last podcast on the left. Any last podcast on the left, fans? Stand-up comedians, and they have a bunch of shows now. But yeah, I just watched the last podcast stuff. Dexter. That was a show I really liked. I know you were asking Rex Doom there, but I'm gonna jump in here. But no, Dexter. I actually liked the finale personally. I mean, I know they're bringing the show back. I know a lot of people hated the finale. I liked it. Um, I liked I liked the whole evolution of the show. What was I can't remember the first girl's name, but that blonde chick that was Dexter's first crush. Um, I liked that one. I liked how then the next girl he met was also a killer. They really did ups and downs with that show, and it's actually based off a series of books, which are like it's always Dexter or something darkly. I think like Dexter Dreaming Darkly is one. Basically, the gist of those books, from what I understand, I've never read them, but what they don't translate over to the show is that what causes Dexter to be a killer apparently is essentially demonic possession, something he calls his dark passenger or dark traveler, which, if I'm not mistaken, is actually something that um, Ted Bundy claims he'd had. There's been other serial killers that have claimed similar things, but yeah, that's an insane group of human beings, obviously. A petition for a new Game of Thrones season. I'm honestly surprised they didn't do like an addendum episode. Sort of like, hey guys, we know we fucked this one up, so let's do one more. But I get it. I mean, who knows what they would have actually been able to do. Maybe they will, like 3 or 4 years down the road, sort of do like where are we? Where's everybody now? Might be good. Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy. Yeah, he was a smart dude. A lawyer. He was the master of charisma. Obviously, I mean that's sort of what he's known for, is the handsome, charismatic talker that can literally get away with anything just about. Oh shit, I forgot Manhunter was a thing. Season 2 was a bit of a letdown. I like Manhunter quite a bit. Season 1 was good. Honestly, dude, I'm glad they got rid of the girlfriend for season 2 because, I don't mind a love story, and I'm not trying to shit on women here. Sorry, Caleb, but that girlfriend in season 1, dude, that was an unlikable person. She was constantly bitching at him about his job and how he doesn't spend enough time on him. I think she cheats on him. It's like you are an example of a lady that's not somebody you marry anyways, to be honest with you. Like this guy's better off without you, I think. And that's why I was pleased to see they didn't bring her back in the second season. She was like I think it took place in like the 60s or 70s. Manhunter was interesting because I think the show takes place in the 60s at what's essentially the start of the FBI's, what's the word for it? The serial killer division. It's based off a book. Manhunters is based off a book that was wrote by the two guys that basically created the FBI's criminal profiling division, and it goes over a lot of their cases. The book isn't as dramatized, I think, as the show. I think the show takes the book and basically turns it into a screenplay. But Mindhunter. Oh, damn. Is that what? Yeah, it is Mindhunter, isn't it? Shit. Yes, that is correct. Good catch, Rex. Jake says the girlfriend was hard to like. I think in retrospect, she's got that Skylar energy from BB. BB. What is BB? Jake. I'm sorry. It's Bloodborne comes to mind. Brightburn. Oh, Breaking Bad. Oh, I see. Yes. Okay, I see. Dude, that was a great show. I haven't seen any of Better Call Saul, and I like that guy. What's his name? Bob Odenkirk. He's a really funny guy. If you watch some of his, he sort of made his comeuppance as a comedian, doing skits with David Cross. But yeah, Bob Odenkirk, great actor. The ending of Breaking Bad was really all that I needed in terms of I didn't need a prequel series on that one. I'm not super interested in the prequel series of Game of Thrones. I'll probably pop in for an episode or two. It's really got to hit me with excitement. I want to be excited. I don't want to sit through another 20 hours of, me waiting to be excited. I want to get out of the gates with some fun, and otherwise, I don't have the time for it. This go around HBO. I'm sorry, guys. Mr. Show, yes, that's what it was. David Cross, funny guy. He's out there these days. I caught up with Better Call Saul. I was surprised that it was good. Odenkirk collapsed on the set for season 6. Did he? You mean like he actually collapsed, or was he like doing his best Eminem impersonation? Till I collapse. All right, sorry. How many seasons in are they? 6 seasons. Damn. Whatever his name is from the Mindhunter would be me in that position, especially when he met Manson. Holden, I think was his name in that show. I don't remember the guy's name in real life. I don't remember the Manson scene in that show. I definitely remember a lot of the first season. I think season 2. I don't really recall season 2 all that much. I know it was supposed to be about the Atlanta child killings. I don't recall them touching on that all that much. It's been a minute since I've seen it. Oh, shit. Okay. Damn. Dude, heart attacks are crazy. You're sitting there one moment, and then the next moment, your heart's attacking you. And you got to fight your own heart to survive. This shit's metal. All right. Let me take a look at him. Let's see. That's, the deeper you go into serial killers, there's a quote about Joseph Mengele, um, which was basically you're trying to try to understand Joseph Mengele is to try to understand what cannot be understood. Joseph Mengele was he wasn't even the main concentration camp doctor. I just believe he was one of the big wigs of Auschwitz. But yeah, serial killers trying to understand the most depraved of them is literally trying to understand that which cannot be understood. If you guys want to try to understand somebody absolutely batshit insane, look up Joseph Callinger. He was known as the not the shoe fetish slayer because that's Jerry Brudos. Joseph Callinger was like the shoe killer. His adoptive parents owned a traditional shoe cobbling, like a shoe store, basically, where you literally made shoes. He's like, I think he got busted in like the 60s or 70s. Joseph Callinger. Yes, this is true. We're on 3 hours, guys, and I have inked legs. No, but Joseph Callinger, that guy is insane, and I mean, let me just leave you with a bit of tidbit here. He had this massive hole dug in the like back room of his shoe store, and would like go in it to God, I can't even say this shit. He would go in it to solely just to use the bathroom and to jerk off in this hole in the middle of or in the back room of his office. BTK. Oh, dude. Yes, that's who they were setting up at the end of season 1. Watch The Clove Hitch Killer. That's an indie movie that kind of slept through the radar, but that is a really really good representation of BTK from the perspective of his family. BTK had, I know, at least one kid. He had a daughter. I think he had like maybe 2 or 3 kids. BTK is crazy in the other direction. Joseph Callinger was literally schizophrenic and saw and heard shit and was physically like insane. BTK was like your closer definition of like a pure evil serial killer. Yes, My Friend Dahmer. That was a good movie. I've read the comic actually. It's wrote and drawn by a guy that went to school with Jeffrey. This dude named his pen name is Durf Back Durf. I think his first name is Brad. I think Brad Durf was his actual name, or Brad Back Durf or something like that. But yeah, that was wrote. It was wrote and drawn by a guy that went to school with Jeffrey Dahmer, was friends with Jeffrey Dahmer, and My Friend Dahmer. That's a good movie. It takes place like basically Jeffrey Dahmer's last school year. They kind of expedite things in the storyline just to sort of give you the gist of him turning like right before the final scene is. I believe the final scene is like him waiting for that jogger to come by. Jeffrey Dahmer's story was he wanted to kill this male jogger that had runs by his house every day. Jeffrey Dahmer was attracted to him. Apparently, even as a young man, Jeffrey already knew he wanted to sleep with dead bodies. So yeah, he wanted to. His first would-be victim was going to be this jogger, and yeah, the jogger usually ran but didn't run that day, and yeah, that's where that movie that leaves off at. Lucky jogger. Yeah. Then Jeffrey, he killed like, I think he killed just under 30 people. And this dude was painting, he was cutting penises off and making soup. He was painting them white, like spray painting them white. One officer found a severed wang, like back behind a dresser in Jeffrey Dahmer's house that was painted white. Man, it's not funny, but it's like, oh my god, dude, this shit is insane. You have to laugh, otherwise you scream when you sort of like, what the hell is this? And you pull it out and it's a dog. He was insane. He was making people soup. He was a literal cannibal. Yeah, severed wang. Albert Fish. You want to hear about another absolute, call him a piece of shit if you like. A, his crimes are really, really, really dark. But this dude was also maybe the more interesting aspect of him was the way he was really, really, really into self mutilation. That was a big thing for him, and he's like an early 1900s serial killer, Albert Fish, like turn of the century type dude. Yep, the Green River Killer. What is that? Fucking, what's his name? Green River Killer. That's not Berkowitz. That's Son of Sam. Fucking Green River Killer. Yeah, there's people. Arthur Shawcross. Is that Arthur Shawcross, the Green River Killer? That dude. I mean, it's insane out there, guys. Like these people. That's. I have a morbid curiosity, and I'm a horror guy. So, like the first story that I wrote that was like way over my head was. I'm still going to come back and do it. I'm 60 pages in, and I wanted to be done. Gary Ridgway, yes, that was the Green River Killer. He was a strangler, if I'm not mistaken, like bow tie strangles, like pantyhose and shit. Yeah, the Arthur Shawcross story is definitely fucked up. Killed 2 kids, which he absolutely hated to talk about, which is a common thing. I think I think Ted Bundy killed 2 kids. The sort of the things with some serial killers is they'll start with kids, and obviously that is way more shameful to these people. And I guess so. Yeah, they're children. Sure. I mean, the whole thing's a fucking disgusting mess. But like I'm sorry. Fucking Ted Bundy, Arthur Shawcross, if you would ask them about the children that they killed at the start, they'd hate to talk about it. But the other ones, the women, that was something that they would happily own up to. That's an interesting thing that a lot of killers will share. And it's just because children are obviously easier targets. I mean, yeah, that's right. Ted Bundy, sort of one of the inspirations for what's his name? From oh shit, what's his name? Hello, Clarice. It's good to see you again. What's his name? Damn it. One of the inspirations for him, though. I don't recall. Yeah, it's a very interesting story. Ted Bundy, from what I understand, not all of the tips that he gave were helpful, but some of them were. And looking at some of it today, there's definitely a lot of insight into, these people's minds. Yes, Hannibal Lecter, that's who it was. I would agree that serial killing is a graduation each step. It is the concept of escalation. That's kind of the term for it, actually. Yeah, most people, most serial killers, it's hard to say, but a lot of them don't really start out killing right away. There's always the escalation. There's sometimes it starts with weaker victims before they move on. There's a lot of experimentation too. Some killers just dive right in because they're absolutely nuts. Richard Chase is one, but even he had a bit of escalation. Richard Chase is a really good insight into what Jack the Ripper might have been. We have killers today that have similar MOs to Jack the Ripper. Right, we animals absolutely. That's one of the things you'll see is animal torture and mutilation. Um, yeah, absolutely. That's an escalation. But Richard Chase, he was known as the Vampire of Sacramento, uh, a serial killer, but a spree killer more so. I think he was active for like a month and a half and was just killing multiple people a night, uh, driving by, just shooting guns at houses, breaking into houses and brutally killing people, very brutally. And just he was about disrespect and liked to play with insides, not unlike Jack the Ripper. Um, yeah, I'd say he was a little nastier than Jack the Ripper though, in terms of like, yeah, just the degradation to the body. Jack the Ripper seemed more inquisitive, based off the evidence, and so was Richard Chase. But maybe Richard Chase had more time and also felt safer because most of his kills were done in the victims' homes. Oh no, I fucked that up. Anyways, most of those kills were done in the victims' homes. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, women. Now that's a good point, actually. Yeah, Black Widow killers. Um, that's sort of like one of the more common things. Um, yeah, craftier ways. Poison. Poison's a common one. Um, what else? I don't know. I think that's poison. Black Widows is probably like the most common one, and they actually do are able to go under the radar just because. Yeah, I mean, what? Well, insurance scams. That's the other one too, like insurance scams and unfortunately child killings. Like that's a lot of. What sound, buddy? Was there a noise, guys? Maybe it was my thinking noise. I'm not sure. Anyways, I used to work with this lady. Um, I used to be a DJ for a strip club, actually, and this story is going to go kind of dark here. We had a dancer who claims she was went crazy, but she claims she was kidnapped and sex trafficked and all this shit. But then she comes back and who knows whether it's true or not. But ultimately, she ends up she disappeared. She was there like my first 6 months of working at the club. She disappears for like 3 months, comes back 2 weeks later, and kills her kid one night, like very brutally. Her name was Egypt Robinson. If you want to look her up in Panama City, Florida. She, if I recall correctly, she stabbed the boy several times, stuffed him in a suitcase, and then threw him in the lake out behind her house. And apparently, the kid was still alive in that. Really, really horrendous stuff. But yeah, like Black Widow stuff. Let's see. Kayla says Jane Topin. I have not heard of Jane. She confessed to 31 murders and killed her victims with a combination of medicine and chemicals and would climb into bed with them. Oh, that is dirty. That is dirty. Wow. Rex says, I knew a guy who said he was friends with a necrophiliac. You need better friends, buddy. Love you, though. I'm just kidding. I don't understand how anyone can hurt a child. Child murderers, dude, they are really some of the darkest. Child murderers specifically are some of the darkest killers because a lot of that is sexually motivated. And we obviously don't need to get into that on this show here. But Yeah, those are those are the and some of that shit is really violent too. Like that's the gross. It's all horrible shit. Obviously, we all hear about Florida man, but not much about Florida woman. I think the most famous female Florida, maybe the most famous female serial killer, but she's from Florida. What the hell's her name? Eileen Warnos. Yeah, Eileen Warnos. Her MO is actually another common one for women, where it's they will claim rape or sexual assault. And here I am, victim blaming. I'm about to get canceled, everybody. I'm talking about Eileen Warnos. No. Um, but no, like female serial killers, that'll be a common one that they'll do. They claim that they killed in self defense, but when you start racking up bodies, and it's much harder to get away with these days. But traditionally, Eileen Warnos was one of them. Uh, yeah, her whole shtick was claiming she was raped, and yeah, and I think as a kid there was, I think I've heard somewhere as a kid she was sexually abused. She definitely had a hard life. I mean, she was a rode hard and put up wet serial killing barfly that you know if she thought you were cute, she'd probably try to kill you. So watch out there, everybody. Rick says, "Plenty of brats I'd like to drop kick in the face." Heard that. Rick or Jake says, "I don't know. Majority of cases of about child murder I hear are women in desperation." That's an interesting one. There's a lot of that. Yeah, there's a couple good YouTube channels I watch. Uh, this is Monsters. That's a good channel. They do a sort of they're coming up on. I think it just started season 4. Each season, quote unquote, is a new uh, theme for each season. I think the first season was child murdering, like parents killing their children. And I think the second season was spousal murder. Um, yeah, it's all there's Kate. I mean, there's just yeah. Caleb pretty much hit the nail on the head there. The psychology behind these people, they're not right in the head, and that doesn't excuse it, but it's infinitely fascinating. No, you know what, Rex? I'm actually I like to have people that I can talk this stuff with because there's been a few times when I've tried to just sort of gauge. I'm like, all right, this guy's maybe we can talk true crime, me and this guy. And yeah, you only get like a 50-50 chance on that. You're like, yeah, the serial killer, and then people look at you like, what the hell are you talking about, man? Or you'll get somebody that's really into it, and they're like, yes, my grandma. That's where I get most of my I mean, she's really into true crime. I grew up with my grandma watching like true TV and shit. So I blame Game. Don't worry, Rex. I still like you, buddy. I learned that most women kill their children do it because they were having affairs. That's something you hear as well. Men will do that too, though. There was a big case that was popular, the Chris Watts case. It's called Family Annihilators. Some do it just because they're pissed at their family and are just done with them. There's a really popular, or I'm sorry, really famous case of that. Uh, John List. John List, yeah, that dude was a family annihilator. Seemingly absolutely normal from the outside. Had a respectable job. I think he was like a business owner or a banker or something. Respectable by community standards. I think this was like in the 60s or 70s. He ultimately ends up destroying his family, his wife and kids, and then running and just creating a brand new life. And yeah, lived like another 20 years free before getting busted as an old man, if I'm not mistaken. I actually was looking at John List and a few other people as sort of the inspiration for a character, this oil tycoon, for a story I might do sometime. Rex says, I get my interest in serial killers from my mom. I got my interest in horror movies from my mom. Growing up, her favorite movies were the Chucky movies, Freddy, so like Nightmare on Elm Street. So those were things we would watch together a lot. X-Files, dude. The X-Files theme song scared the fucking shit out of me as a kid. The theme song, and mixed with like the imagery, I would literally hide under the blanket, wait for the theme song to end, and then I'm right on. I take the blanket off, and then boom, we're here to watch the show. I love the show. Okay. Postpartum depression. That's a thing too. You've got Munchausen syndrome by proxy, where they will slowly, injure or poison the children in order to take them to the hospital to get. These are your Facebook moms. Dude, Facebook is like a fucking breeding ground for Munchausen syndrome. Like it's this bizarre. I haven't been on Facebook in years. I hate it. I had to get off it because every time I was like one of those people that I'd pick my phone up, I'd mindlessly check it, and then I'd put it right back down. I'd get annoyed at myself that I did that, and then like 30 seconds later, I'd pick it back up and do it again. So I was like, no, this has to stop. But yeah, Facebook moms, they drive me nuts. And the postpartum rewrites their brain, causing them to psychologically break. I don't know enough about the ins and outs of the actual phenomenon to really chat about it. That guy, Chris Watts, is still with that girl. Dude, he's another example of one of those people that has a mass of like women. Yeah, it's really strange. Speaking of Ted Bundy, they just got groupies. Not Richard Chase, I think, had some groupies, but moreover, fucking what's his name? Who's that guy? Another big Californian serial killer who went on a. Then he was known as the Night Stalker. Richard Ramirez. Yeah, that was another dude who had slews of women. And when you get to looking at the guy, you're like, what the hell is wrong with these people? And when you hear his crimes, I mean, he was breaking in, raping, and murdering anybody, really, unless you're a man. I mean, he would just murder you if you were a man. But he was interesting, too, in that towards the end, his MO, he started to just lose control of everything. And there was like, BTK was another one. Some serial killers, if you break their fantasy, if you fight so hard and actually escape, some serial killers, John Wayne Gacy was another one. He would let some of the boys that he raped or molested, instead of killing them, he would let them go just because he was bored, or they fought too hard and broke the fantasy, and he would just get frustrated with it. He got his ass beat a few times too. Pogo the Clown. He has no. Ginge is hypothesizing that Karens are prime serial. You know what? I actually think, for a few reasons, that if I did say I know nobody here is going to cancel me, but I wouldn't be surprised that if in 20 years we have a really big uptick of serial killers. Not necessarily Karens, but how would I say this? There's a lot of serial killers of all kinds of types, but there's lots of serial killers that have had their genders played with when they were children, and were called, girl names and treated as if they were girls. Not Otis Toole. Henry Lee Lucas was one. Charles Manson was one. There's a few others that were dressed as women. I think that that's going to have a lot to do with what we're experiencing now. And I think we're going to have a lot of people that are going through this weird gender shit that are going to not be serial killers. But I do think we're going to have an uptick of all of these kids who are having their hormones and their literal sense of reality totally destroyed, for somebody else's political game, basically. If you come to these conclusions on your own and this is what you decide you are and that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. But if you're a kid and your parents are parading you around for this bullshit, then I am sorry for you. You know what I mean? In a genuine sense, it's like you're a kid being used, and it's probably not to good results, but I hope it works out. But no, I think we're going to see an uptick due to that type of behavior. Let's see. Kayla says she can believe it. She saw a post recently where this woman dressed her son as a girl. Oh, Jesus. Oh God. She sent him dressed as a girl to teach him about sexism. Yeah, that's child abuse. You that's child abuse. I mean, you're literally punishing your child. If whew, man, could you imagine? This is why you have to be careful with the people that you stick your dick into, quite frankly, or get stuck in by. Could you imagine, dude, having a kid with? Could you imagine that being your kid and having to fight like that? Like those couple of dads that are having to go through the court system with this shit. I don't think my mind would be able to handle that. To be honest with you, like this is some insane shit. I truly hope that works out for all those people. An uptick in school shooting from the left. Darn. Yeah. Well, maybe we'll have if they have their way, well, it'll be like school butter knifings. We won't have guns, Jake. Don't worry. You'll be safe, buddy. No, it isn't. And yeah, no, absolutely. You definitely got to be careful. Oh yeah. No, it's all a mess, dude. I used to be a super growing up. I mean, I wouldn't say I was indoctrinated or anything, but like when Obama ran for the first time, my aunt really got me on board with him, and I was like, I don't know, 13 or 14. I didn't have shit all of a knowledge about politics, but I mean that affected the rest of my life all the way up until 2016. So I mean, yeah, after 2016, I used to be a Bernie supporter, and just to sidetrack quickly, um, what threw me off about him is after he basically gave up at the DNC, I was like, all right, we're done. You're full of shit. But yeah. Anyways, no, but yeah, if you get kids young, I mean, you can absolutely get them with what you want them to believe and think. That's just how it is. You can sell it to them the right way, and they'll be on that horse, until somebody comes along better, I guess. I mean, this whole mess. Kayla says there have been cases where a man has married a woman to. Oh yeah, oh man. There's that video of that dad shooting that. There's this. I think it happened in like the 70s or 80s. There was a local karate instructor in a town, and I guess he sort of become close with a family, and I think he was getting a divorce or something, and had been kicked out of his home. This karate instructor, he'd been close with one of his families, one of his students' families, and they let him in his house. And this karate instructor, ends up molesting the kid in the parents' house, and got busted, and got arrested, and was basically on his perp walk. Like the dad, it's a famous video on YouTube. The dad's like dressed out, hat and glasses and a coat, like his collar popped up, and he's waiting on like a line of payphones. As soon as he's like shoulder to shoulder with the guy that molested his son, he could see him turn around and pull out a gun and bop, just blast that dude in the head. One shot kills him. The cops are right there, and man, that guy hits the ground, and that blood pours out of his head like a soda can. Somebody opened a soda can. It's on YouTube. It's been around for a while. But yeah, I mean, I don't really feel bad for the guy that got killed. I mean, he was a pedophile and raped that dude's son. Yeah, the airport guy. Yeah, hey man, you get what you pay for. Don't be doing that shit. Kayla says, one thing I don't understand is when parents have to go to jail for someone that harmed their child. Yeah, I have to agree with that. I'm a fan of doing things legally, and I don't disagree with that dad in all honesty. And if I'm there and I'm the cop, I'm not going to be the one to arrest him. It's like, all right, I'll just, but I think overall we do need a bit of a legal system, just so people don't go around shooting each other madly. But I mean, the idea that a rapist or a pedophile can get out in like 3 to 4 years, that's not that. What's that saying? That dog don't hunt. Not a fan of that. Let's see. There's a woman whose neighbor did things I want to say to her kid, and she shot him. Dang, that'll do. Yep, it's on YouTube. I'm not sure about Kayla's video. Unloaded every round into him. Damn. Dude. Yeah. It's done and then the jail cell instead of the death penalty. Yeah, I don't get how they get out so early. It doesn't make sense. The idea that they're not a danger to society, I mean, that's a risk. I get, yeah, no, I mean, no, fuck them. Come on. They get a parent or victim punishment. That's an interesting idea, isn't it? I've heard that thrown around a few times, like 5 minutes. That would probably just end up with a dead. Which, hey, you know what? That's. Oh man, it's always just such an interesting debate. It's like I've been listening to. Anybody listen to Dan Carlin's Hardcore History? Yeah, that's absolutely true. That's absolutely true. Complete bullshit right there. Yeah, I totally agree, Kale. Rex Doom says, I always hope people who go to jail over that fucked up shit get ass raped and beaten to death. Yeah, you got to get them cheeks, what is it? Them cheeks clapped, I believe the saying is. Yep. That's like mandatory. Yes, Dan Carlin's Hardcore History. Really, really, really great show. It's basically very long form podcasts about history. He'll do 4 or 5 segments on any topic like Rome. The last one I listened to was uh, it's called the Supernova in the East. It's basically the rise of Japan from the like late sword period to the end of World War II. But also the Colosseum. That's an interesting thing. And also like execution. There's a really interesting episode called Painfotainment, and it's like a 4 or 5 hour episode that goes over the different forms of public execution in different cultures over history, the whys and the hows. In terms of like why were the upper class doing public executions in the different regions, because some of them had different reasonings for doing so, and then the different methods, which are all the. I've also been learning about the Black Plague, and dude, the the world is absolutely insane. It's insane. The amount of shit, the amount of humans that other humans have killed in mass is absolutely fucking baffling. Apparently, during the Black Plague era, I have this horrible habit where I'll just jump from story to story, so y'all bear with me here. But apparently, during the Black Plague era, um, this poor Jews, they're always getting blamed for some shit. Um, I guess Jews were at one point thought to be the cause of the plague, and of course they were getting wiped out in mass. On like one thing I heard about was basically like 200 to 300 at a time. They would just roast people alive, like on basically giant metal grates. You couldn't just kill people easily. It was meant to torture people back in the day. That's the strangest thing about the old world. It's just the ungodly amount of torture. I don't know if he's done anything on the Armenian genocide. It's certainly worth a look. They have a lot of free stuff on I use Spotify, but you can also use iTunes. I think he has a website though where you can access a lot of like the back catalog stuff, or like a Patreon. I think you can get for $1. Has he fully done the SRS? He hasn't fully done the SRS. What is the SRS? That one's slipping my mind. In the Armenian genocide, it had, look, scenes from 300. They crucified women on crosses. Yeah, yeah, that's that type of shit. That type of shit where there's a book. I haven't read it, but I'd love to get my hands on it. It's like the Time Traveler's Guide to Medieval Times or something like that. And dude, any look into the past is like looking into hell. Like you pick a good century to go and visit, and you've stepped into a portal into hell. Ginger, I sound like Bill Hicks. You know what, man? I love history. I love the insanity of it. It's so absolutely, you can't wrap your head around it. And that's, to me, is what makes me want to dive in more. I don't know. It's just fucking nuts. Yeah, quartering. It just doesn't. Why are we quartering people? Why? From the Kiwi Farms threads, the woman on call with Chris as he boiled live hamsters. I have stayed away from this Chris Chan thing only because I've heard of him very loosely. And he was like, I don't know what, just weird. So I was like, all right, I'm good. Just another internet weirdo. That was like 2 years ago. And now I saw that thing on Twitter, like the trend. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to click this. I haven't, but I've caught things. I've heard some shit about maybe him. I know he got arrested for like boning his mom. I haven't looked into it, but he boiled live hamsters. Well, that's should we boil your testicles then? I don't know. Ginge will be featured in the next Tool album. Dude. I love Tool. Tool is they're probably, if I've got 5 bands, I think about this because when you go on YouTube, people ask you questions about shit. So I've been trying to think of like, because like music that I'll write to, I've got like 5 bands that have been my all-time favorite bands. Tool is certainly one of them. It's probably Tool, Lamb of God, Metallica. That's like my top 3 metal bands. Bill Hicks. I'll take it, buddy. Thank you, Rex. You better get me involved too. I'm not sure what Rex is talking about there. You want to boil some hamsters, Rex? I had a hamster. I had 3 hamsters, actually. I had one hamster who died of old age, and I had 2 more who were sadly murdered, actually, by my dad's dog. This was like when I was 17. You just come home, and like I see a trail of wood just like spread out into the living room. I'm like, what the hell is this? So I just follow the wood chips into the living room. Right in the middle of the living room is my hamster, and he's covered in slobber, and he's got like a little leg broken. And I was like, oh my God, I pick him up and he's dead. And then I follow the wood chips back over to the my hamster station, and the whole thing was knocked over. It's a sad day. Yep, Tool was actually the first concert I ever saw. It was either Tool or Hollywood Undead. You could be reversed in the order, but yeah, I went to Pensacola for the 10,000 Days tour for Tool. That shit. I remember watching that, dude, and they had these 2 really huge screens on either side of the stage that was playing some of Tool's music videos, and then other just visuals. And I remember standing there watching that shit, listening to like Stinkfist playing. And I remember thinking these exact words. I was like, this is going to warp my little mind. I love Tool, man. Do I like the Deftones at all? I think I've heard some of their stuff. I don't remember off the top of my head. Rex says, "No, I meant the Tool album. I'd like to boil a person before I would a hamster." That was a thing that was pretty common throughout history as a torture and execution method. Was boiling people alive. Golly, dude, boiling alive. And if you really fucked around, they'd start you with your feet. They'd start boiling you slowly from your feet up. And I've heard some stories of people that had just their feet boiled, and when they would go to walk, like a few days later, they'd step and their bones in their feet would just crumble to pieces as they stepped. So, yeah, there you go. Chino's team sleep is stuff great. I'm not sure about that. I have no idea what you guys are talking about. Around the fur and the diamond eyes too. Oh, White Pony every other day. No, I have no. Okay, I've not heard of White Pony. Oh, I see. It's a Deftones tune. Yes. Okay. My bad. Tempest, the new album. It took, and I'll be honest, it took a little bit of growing on me. Now I listen to it pretty regularly. Tempest is a good one. Invincible. Um, I think Chocolate Chip Trip. If that's another one I'm remembering, that's a good one. There's like 3 or 4 off that album that I'll always play. It took a little growing on me, that one, but yeah, I ended up coming around to it. I don't think that whatever expectation of the Tool album we were gonna get, I don't think it was ever gonna be as good uh, as what we may have wanted, just because they took so long to get down to it. You know what I mean? But yeah, good stuff. Yeah, no, me too. It's it's a lot more like 10,000 Days than it is their other albums. I don't know if you caught a Perfect Circle's new CD that came out like 6 or 7 months right before the new Tool album. That was good. It was just super slow as well. There was like 2 songs off that CD, off the new Perfect Circle that I really liked. I can't remember the one. Walk Like Jesus, I think, was one. I will check it out. I will definitely check out some Deftones. I know they're 90s sort of royalty in terms of the grunge scene. Yeah, I'm really into Stone Temple Pilots. Love Stone Temple Pilots. Scott Weiland. That's an artist, man. I call him a druggy, loser if you like. But I mean, actually go look at him live. There's really, really well put together videos of Scott Weiland, the lead singer from Stone Temple Pilots, from when he started and just up until he passed away, and his evolution over time. I mean, the dude was a real singer, for real, and took being an artist seriously, and is able to sing in all different kinds of styles. Stone Temple Pilot they would do live versions, they would do live performances, and then lots of their hits they would do in different stylizations, like swing jazz of like Creep, I think. It's the Stone Temple Pilots for Creep, not the other one. But yeah, he's got a whole. Scott Weiland has a whole blues album, like a blues and jazz record. And then he was also the singer for Velvet Revolver, which, well, Revolver's everybody from Guns N' Roses except Axl Rose. Stone Temple Pilots. Lateralis and 10,000. Yeah, dude. Yep. Those are hard to beat. Enema, another great one. Yeah, Lateralis. Is that the one that has H on it? Or is lateralis the one that has sober on it? I don't recall. Oh, shit. All right, Jake. Hey, bro. It was great talking to you, man. Thanks for coming by. You take care. Get some sleep, my friend. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Oh, nice of Jake to come by. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, everybody. Kayla, Rex, Ashen, I'm going to send a thank you through the ether. We've been going for 3.5 hours. Jake says H was on the debut album. H, I love that album. Then that was one. Growing up, I'd fall asleep to that album. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. So that's a good one too. Undertow. I haven't really listened to Undertow. I've listened to like Sober. There's one or two tunes off there. I've never listened to Undertow in its entirety. I just sit down and actually listen to it. Probably should. Okay, guys. We have been going for 3.5 hours. I really didn't mean to go this long, but I did have a fantastic time chatting with all you. So we hung out, and I really appreciate it. This was a lot of fun. I am going to go ahead and head out myself, though. I'm going to try to do some more comic book work here. We got Spells and Superheroes at 64%. This weekend, I'm going to try to get it over 70. That's the goal this weekend, is over 70. And then Tuesday, I have Critical Blast. I'll be on Critical Blast's show at 7. That'll be good. RJ over there. That's probably the biggest show I've been on yet. Then Thursday, I'm going on Lola's show, not the After Dark one, because that's literally too after dark for me. Sadly, I have to be up at the ass crack of dawn. But yep. All right, gang. Great talking with everybody. Caleb with my links. Thank you very much. You rock. Appreciate you. Back Spells and Superheroes today. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yep. I really appreciate all the help, everybody, coming by to hang out. Yeah. Sub to the channel. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, everybody. I'm going to get the hell out of here. Y'all have a great night.